Hey, welcome back to the Episodes Ramen podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
For today's super fun, I don't know why it's super fun this time.
It's
like,
Christmas.
why isn't it always super
it's Christmas.
fun? Because it's Christmas. Our super fun Christmas episode, we decided to watch a show that's kind of about Christmas. There are shows that are more directly about Christmas. Anime.
Yeah.
I guess let's make that clear. There's anime that's about Christmas, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Going to a different country and being like, y'all celebrate that thing that like my country's big on is crazy when they're so far apart and so different. So to imagine having an anime out there that's actually Christmas themed and finding it is nuts.
It's called White Album, by the way.
No, we're talking about White Album. That's not what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, okay. No.
There are other ones that are about like Santa Claus and shit. And there's like a fucking whole show about Santa Claus.
Why didn't we watch that one?
Because you can't find it anywhere.
Oh, what was it called?
Something about Santa. I don't know, like Itomo's Santa or
I
something.
think I know which one you're talking about, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I saw
Crunchyroll actually just posted about it the other day, and I was like, they stole our idea.
No, we are reviewing
We're talking about White Album.
Album, yeah, which is an older anime.
It's an older anime that was advertised to me as romance with a plot that largely revolves around Christmas.
I mean,
which
Christmas
they're not wrong.
Christmas is in it. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. It's on Crunchyroll, like we were talking about earlier.
We could crunch it.
Hey man, how you doing? What's up?
I'm so good. No, I'm tired, dude.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
fucking exhausted all the time. I'm gonna just spend Christmas relaxing today, and enjoying myself, which is what I did for my birthday as well. I just fucking did nothing. Well, I worked, and then I just did nothing. Well, I made some bomb-ass enchiladas, and then I did nothing.
You made enchiladas?
Yeah.
For yourself?
Yeah.
And I wasn't invited for enchiladas.
No.
When was your birthday?
On Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. You remember last episode when...
I know, but I just want to double down on happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Enchiladas, what kind of enchiladas?
Made some chicken verde chicken, however you want to...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So like
some good shit.
Chicken with the green sauce. I've been having a hankering for some cheese enchiladas.
Oh, some just plain ass cheese.
Plain cheese, you know.
Well, let me tell you, this is like 90% cheese.
Well, like I mean, like cheese in like a red sauce. You know what I'm saying? No protein. And it's weird because I should stay away from cheese, but I was literally laying down in bed and I go, what, fucking hit the spot right now.
Saucy quesadilla.
Cheese enchiladas.
Yeah, saucy quesadilla.
None of that. Oh man, okay, yeah. So you're tired. You've been chilling. You're chilling for Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my goal. But yeah, for my birthday, it was cool. I really didn't want to do anything for my birthday. My birthday weekend was that 3-day weekend where I didn't do anything. I just don't want to do anything ever, everyone. Yeah. Like, just listen up. I don't fucking move. Yeah, and it was nice not doing much. And then over the weekend, we got together with our boys and exchanged gifts as a little Christmas gathering / friendship gathering, as we do. And that was fun. You and Sierra got me a kick-ass Sue figure, so I'm hyped about that Froppy behind me here.
It's pretty cool, honestly.
It's dope.
I was worried because a lot of times when you want a figure, you just kind of get it. Like you don't care, right?
But like I don't order it online, right?
Yeah,
so like I'll just fucking get it at a convention or some shit because I feel like, oh man, that's a way for me to like remember.
If it's reasonably priced, like if it was like $400, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
$350, sure,
but $400, fuck that.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest fears was because I come here at least once a week and look at this. I
know that's my favoring thing though.
this glass display case of all your figures in it. So I know a lot of them that are in there.
Yeah.
But I was trying. Well, I was thinking about what to get you for people who know. Like I was gonna get you something else for Christmas, and I was like, this is a cool idea. I think Trip would really like this. And then but I didn't buy it. I was like, I'll wait. And then I waited a couple days, and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think Trip would think this is super cool. I don't think Trip would actually like use it or do anything.
That is a very me thing of being like, that's rad. Go have fun with it. And like I want to watch, but like I would never use it.
I was planning because Sierra and I were talking about like we came up with ideas.
Yeah.
The idea that I was going for was it was this like it's like a kit that you could put together some like an emulator, kind of like a Game Boy emulator, and you put in like a ROM and like
Raspberry Pi type thing,
kind of thing, like something like that. But a kit that had everything there, and all you had to do was put it together. And I was like, that's super cool. I was like, and it wasn't like super expensive. It was like it's affordable, and like I read some reviews. all the reviews were people being like, this is great. And then the bad reviews were like, this is really hard to put together.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't even tell you how to get the games. I'm like, yeah, because those are illegal games that you're fucking,
right.
I was like, why would they come with instructions? That's against the law.
Stupid.
But the other people that were more like middle of the ground, like, hey guys, like, it is a little hard to put together, but if you like putting things together, this is great. It's a great like do it yourself project. And like you might need to know how to like do the whole downloading games and stuff. I was like, but in my head I was like, Tripp's not an idiot. He could figure that out.
No, yeah. I mean, having gone to school for computer shit.
Yeah, I was like
I know.
But my biggest concern was like, if I get Tripp this, he might be like, this is cool, but then never put it together just because he didn't want to.
You know what? So I have this thing that I got a while ago, which I think is cool. Yeah. And I'm sure that's what you thought of too.
Yeah.
It's this music box robot where it has a shit ton of parts and some like worse than IKEA instructions on how to put it together. Mm-hmm. It's got lots of tiny little wooden bits, and I made this arm in the span of around an hour because working with that little tiny ass flimsy piece of wood and trying to make sure that shit doesn't like break when you're putting it together and whatnot it's not my forte.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're a big guy, like
exactly
little dainty
big
hands.
Guy, tiny hands, doesn't work. I got too much strength behind these tiny little baby fingers, so it like pinces through. Anyways, I put together an arm and was like, this would be cool if it took me like only a little bit longer to make all of it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I just put like an hour into an arm and there's still 2 legs, a torso, a head, and I don't know if there's anything else going on. It's a lot of work. But then there are some times where I'm like, depending on the level of learning, it's like teaching yourself how to do something and the really minuscule little details that you have to put into assembling everything. Depending on the levels of all that, it could be my jam. So that sounds really fucking cool, because but it totally depends. Like if you could put that together in 2 to 3 hours,
it'd be dope.
Yeah, I would fucking love
it. But if
it's
like a whole like project that dedicates a bunch of time, like I remember you telling me about the robot thing, and like I saw the arm. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
and that's when I thought about it. I was like, yeah, Tripp likes putting things together. It's like he put a computer together. Like that's like work, but he figured it out. I was like, this does run the risk of Tripp thinking it's cool, but then just never putting it together. And I was like, it's gonna. So I settled for a figure because I was like,
yeah, he could put it together and it takes no time at all.
And I was like, Tripp likes figures. Like, but my biggest issue was I could not remember.
Does it already exist?
Yeah, I could not remember for the life of me if you had bought this figure before.
Did he buy it?
I know we had talked about it because
I know he wants it.
This last year is recent year where like they've started making cool My Hero figures.
Yeah, finally.
Before that was a fucking drought. I mean, it wasn't like the worst thing. You essentially had two figures, Bakugo, Deku, and they're very simple poses, which you have both of them, right?
Yeah, and they're pretty simple and pretty all right.
Yeah, but I was but we all wanted like,
really gone up.
Yeah, so I was like, I think we talked about this. I don't know if you bought it, and I couldn't remember. So my fear was, I would buy it and then come here and see that you owned it, and I was like, damn it, I guess I got a free figure. But I came to came to record the podcast, looked at the figures, like, it's not there. I was like, fuck yeah. I did a good job. So yeah,
dude.
I'm glad you enjoy your Sue figure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad as fuck. Way into it. And then after we all exchanged gifts and whatnot, also I got you a bidet because you're a messy boy.
No, that is not true. Eliza had gotten a bidet a while back.
Yeah.
She brought it up in conversation.
Yeah, we had a trivia night where we were all like, oh, fuck.
And then
Eliza,
you asked, hey, how do you like your bidet? And Eliza says, it's great. And because you've been like wanting to buy one maybe for a while now. It's
something that like, I'll be on the internet and somebody's like, yeah, bidet. And then suddenly people blow up. Explosive like discussion about, oh man, why does America not use bidets? Like they should use it. It's amazing. It's changed my life. And other people that are like, I just don't get it. And they're like, have you used a bidet? And they're like, no. And they're like, that's why you don't fucking get it.
Exactly. And
so I had this whole thing where I'm like, okay, a bunch of internet faceless strangers are saying this thing is very good, but it's also so foreign. And when it's messing around with stuff that you don't mess
like
around
your booty
with,
hole, it's scary.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And so I also I tried a bidet, I think, a few years back when I went to Costa Rica because like their plumbing's super bad. So bidets is kind of like a thing they have to have. And then I tried an even nicer one here in the States, like in Seattle. And I was just like, yeah, these are great. These are amazing.
Yeah.
But when Eliza brought it up, you like seem to be like someone I know has giving it the thumbs up. I'm doing it. So you got a bidet
instantly.
You were super happy, and you were like texting Sierra and us. Sierra and I like,
y'all should get some.
You guys get a bidet. Got to get a bidet. We could be the bidet boys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, tell Trip if he wants us to be the bidet boys, he can get us a bidet. And we
the bidet boys.
So now we the bidet boys. I'm gonna get shirts. I'm gonna get bumper stickers. It's gonna be great. We're changing the podcast. It's the bidet boys. Yeah.
Well, that's just gonna be our side podcast. We're still keeping this one because anime is a huge part of our life, but it now is a lesser part of our life
because of the bidet.
The bidet. Yeah.
So I thank you for that. I have not installed it. Besides the bidet, you also got me a flip book.
Yeah,
a bunch of flip book things. So I can.
Well, those came with the bidet. Yeah,
and then some nice alcohol based markers.
So blank flip books and some markers, so you can make me some cool art that I could sell on the internet
while I'm on the bidet.
Yeah,
So we did exchange gifts. I think we got Eliza. Well, Sierra did this. She got her like a Korean K-pop slang, like a dictionary. Like, this is what this means in K-pop world. I flipped through it. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's great.
But Eliza loves K-pop, and then Kyle got this a really cool like leather like notebook that is like,
it's sick.
I really liked it. Like, what I found is like, oh, this would be dope. My only bummer, like, thing that bummed me out is like, it's kind of geared for people who play D&D. You know,
and you're like, I like D&D, but do I play it?
But Kyle is usually the DM.
Yeah.
So like,
Kyle plays.
Does he? I mean, he's played before. I knew that.
I'm going to consider whatever the Warhammer Wrath and Glory campaign. I'm going to consider that
playing D&D. I think it's just really cool because like the first front pages like has really nice art and stuff for you like to put in your name and your stats and your race, and like then you change the page and it goes, here's where your spell goes, and change the page like here's where your items go, and then there's like, it's just really nice. I thought it was really cool. I'm glad Kyle enjoyed it. So.
It's very, very rad. And yeah, I got him a hot sauce making kit because he loves his fucking hot sauces. So I'm like, make it yourself, bitch.
And you got Sierra a book that said it's called Gamer Girls.
Yeah.
What is it?
She's a gamer girl.
But I'm saying, is it like a light novel? Is it an actual book?
I don't know what you would consider the difference between an actual book and light novel, but it's somewhere in between that, about a couple of lesbian gamer girls. I'm pretty sure. So
because Sierra wouldn't let me see it.
She refused, forbidden
because I'm not a gamer girl. So
no boys.
When she went to bed, she left it on the counter. So I didn't open it because I didn't want to upset her, but I did take a picture of me touching it, and I sent it to her. She was so upset.
Oh man!
But I haven't looked inside of it, so I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
And then you gave Eliza some.
I got her some sick
prints.
dino prints with some picture frames.
Nice.
So her and Brad can look at dinosaurs together.
Nice. That's cool.
Some like graffiti dinos. And yeah, I also got Sierra Fire Emblem Warriors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Video games.
Yeah. To go along, because she's a gamer girl. So
she is a gamer girl. Yeah. And then that same day we also did what's out? Oh, I know this. It's something of something.
Dark Pictures Anthology. Something of something.
Man of.
Yeah?
Mirai?
No.
Catan.
No.
Am I close?
Sure.
Man of. That's right?
Yeah.
Fuck, Sierra's yelling at the fucking radio.
She's like, Man of Crambus. Man of Stumbo.
I don't know what it is.
Man of.
Madame.
So, like, you're like right on it.
Madame?
No.
Madame.
No.
Am I getting further away?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man of Medan.
Medan. Fuck.
I know, you were really close. So it's made by the same people that made Until Dawn, which is a game that we all play together, where you control these teens that go to a cabin, and then bad shit happens, and depending on decisions you make, you lead them to their death or safety.
It's kind of living through like a horror movie, which is a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
You guys
cool.
all knew about it.
We've all played it pretty much.
I'd never played it before.
Yeah, and we're like, this boy needs to play thing.
It was fun.
So then, because we all had a really good time with that, we decided we would take a more hands-on approach. Everybody plays their own character in this game, Man of Medan. So we all played it, and it's pretty cool because you don't feel that same impact of like, oh, well, I wouldn't have made that decision. Like, it's fun to kind of razz each other, but realistically, that's your character. That's how you're playing them, and that's fine. Yeah. We're not all playing them together. I'm trying to get my character to safety, and I'm going to bring along whoever I can get to help me. You know?
I think the person that surprised me the most was Kyle. Like the way he played the game,
dude.
I was like, what are you doing, man? Like. And the thing is, like,
So-
Kyle's usually very calculated, you know, like, and so I was like, oh, he's probably going to play it really safe or whatever. Kyle's like, no, fuck this. He's doing like all the things I would not have done, especially because
I was pretty wily when it comes to video games.
I'm not a real gamer girl.
Yeah.
I always forget, especially PlayStation, I always forget the controls because they're all shapes.
Oh, man, it's like this is my favorite thing I think you've ever said. So you're like, okay, so like looking at the controller,
Yeah.
holding a PlayStation 4 controller in your hands, and you say, all right, so the top one is triangle.
Yeah.
And X is the one you always push. And I couldn't fucking handle that. Was the funniest
like,
shit I've ever heard.
Because I didn't grow up owning a PlayStation. I think I owned a PlayStation 1 like years after like PlayStation was a thing. And it was like I had two games. I had Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah.
And
X's Go.
yeah, X's Go. And Tekken 3 or something like that. And my dad bought it off some homeless guy. He's like, hey, here's a game. And then after that, like, you know, played it for a bit. I eventually bought like Mega Man X, which was a lot of fun. But those three games, after that, like, I eventually ended up getting like a GameCube. Like, cool, I'm
Okay,
a
hang on a
GameCube
second.
boy.
So let's just go over the first games you played. Gran Turismo, Mega Man, and
Well, Tekken 3.
Tekken 3. Okay, so in Tekken 3, did you always press the bottom button, the X button that you always push?
Yeah.
What do you use that for?
It's a punch.
Okay, that's a punch.
Yeah.
And in Mega Man, what do you use that button for?
Isn't that jump?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And then Gran Turismo, let's go.
No, I think, is it go? Because they didn't do the trigger yet. No, trigger must have been like reverse. It must have been go. Yeah, hold it to go. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's the one you always push.
out of these games, I'm just going to say, so it's a punch, which you don't always punch.
No, I usually picked Warang, so I used to do kicks a lot.
Okay, so you usually didn't press that button.
Yeah, so
Gran Turismo, that's the whole gist. You want to go, so sure.
Go, yeah.
Mega Man, you're hardly jumping.
I jumped a lot in Mega Man. I was not good at Mega Man.
All I'm saying is the ratio to you holding and charging your attacks and stuff, you're holding on to that other button so much more than the X button, which is jump.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe X is shoot. Because
So,
I remember like holding it and letting. Is it jump?
Yeah, it's for sure jump.
I don't know, man.
And the reason is because I watch speedrunners and shit, and like I've played these games fast as fuck and stuff. I've learned those controls, and yeah, it's.
I think the reason I say X is the one you always push is because X is the one that starts things. X is the one that you go.
I know.
Hit
It just
X.
cracked me the fuck up that that's your description of it. Like, it's the one you always push. And I totally understood it because there are a lot of games, there are a lot of things where you do push X. But to me, depending on the game, it totally changes. Like sometimes circle is like grab items and you need to grab as much shit as possible. So you're constantly pressing that. And then when you change modes, that's now attack or whatever, or it's jump or whatever it is instead of that interact with button. So it totally depends on the game. And I fucking loved that.
Not in my head. In my head, I had to look at it and I was like, I got to learn this because like there's quick time events, you know, in these types of games, and I was like, triangles at the top because like, you know, in my head's like, cool, T for top, triangle top, great. And I look at the X. How am I going to remember this? Like, oh, it's the one you always push. And I was like, I got to remember the box and the circle. Or sometimes I call it O, and Sierra gets upset. She's like, it's a circle. It's obviously a circle.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna guess right now. I think the circle one is on the right.
It is.
And then the
You
box
did
is on the left. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's a square, by the way.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I always call it I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Anyways.
So, yeah, the way that I honestly remember is X is the one that you always push first off.
Yeah, it's when you always push.
And then this is when I was a kid and had to like remember certain things, the difference between Nintendo and PlayStation and stuff. So X is on the bottom is blue, X is blue.
Yeah.
So that blue bottom helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And then top triangle helped me a lot there. And then when I was a kid, in most games, circle was to back out of things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, back.
So circle kind of looks like a stop sign because it's red, and octagons are almost a circle. You just add on a bunch more sides, it becomes a circle, baby.
Yeah.
So that's how I remember that. It's like stop or back or whatever.
Okay.
And then square is the one on the left. That's just how I.
Just the one left over.
Yeah. That's how I go.
Well, I know that when we played, what was it called? Until Dawn.
Yeah.
There was like quick time events. Luckily, I didn't fuck up on too many of them. But there was also a mechanic where you just couldn't hold. You had to hold the controller
Man,
really still.
The worst. Yeah. So there would be points where the character is like hiding from somebody or something, and you have to hold your breath and like don't move or anything.
You have to just hold the controller because like has a sensor in it. And
hold it completely
it'll
still.
show you like your hand shaking.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that. So
horrible.
So as soon as we started playing, I was like, cool. Like this new game was like, luckily I got to go first. So I was like,
learn the controls.
I got to play the tutorial, and I was like, oh, that's right. You know what felt really dumb? As soon as I was doing the tutorial, I was like, oh, that's right. I am playing a video game. I have to interact with this. It's not just like a movie I can watch. Fuck, you know? So I had to do the quick thing. And luckily I haven't had too many quick time events. But when Kyle was doing his stuff, he had some like wild quick time events. And they were, I mean, you also had a couple, like a few ones where you had to hit the button really quick. And like, I had to do one of those, like a button mash, and I fucked up and had to do it again. You had a button mash, and like you killed it. I was like, like you were so good at it.
When I was a kid, I was the button masher. In my group, I could mash so fucking good. Mario Party, you guys can fuck me up with whatever weird strats you got, but if it's a smash that fucking button game, I got it.
Yeah.
If it's a rotate, it's anyone's game. Who knows?
Game. Yeah. No,
like, my hands get tired.
So because of the way Kyle was playing, he had to do a bunch of quick time events, really, you know. And I was just like baffled because I was terrified
how do those
for him.
buttons even happen?
And he managed to like save himself and get away, and I was just like, cool. And then it kind of dawned on me, it's like, does that mean Kyle just doesn't get to play anymore? Like his guy's gone.
I honestly hope he doesn't get to play anymore. I think that's hilarious. His character takes off and like goes off to safety so that he could report what's happening, and hopefully we get saved in that situation. But who fucking knows? Now we're on a ghost ship and Kyle's character's away and doesn't realize that we're on a ghost ship right now.
The last thing I think that for my character, he started tripping balls and going through like a cycle and like seeing fucked up shit. And then it ended and it had to like hand it to you. And I was like, cool, I gotta go. I can't play it anymore. Like, but it was a lot of fun. There was, as a guy who's not a gamer girl, I did notice like there were some like lagging issues and like some stuff looked kind of fucky, right?
Yeah. So essentially, this was just a smaller budget indie game, but it kind of looks like it would have been like a AAA title a while ago.
Yeah, but
by a while I mean like near the beginning of like PS4 era.
And because none of us like. You guys decided to play it all together. You guys had waited to play it, right?
Yeah,
so
we've been waiting for a long time too.
so I remember like Brad said, because Brad came over.
Yeah,
that's Eliza's boyfriend. Hey Brad, how you doing?
What up, Brad?
Hi Eliza, how you doing?
Hey Eliza.
Right, Eliza.
Right.
Brad said something like, he's like, "Whoa, these graphics like I ass," and I was just like, I don't play many video games. Like I play Pocket Tanks a lot, and I go, I guess some of these graphics do look. Oh, that looks really bad. You know, like,
they look fucking terrible. Like everyone looks goopy as shit. Why are they all covered with like a shiny gloss and like
they're rendered awkwardly? It's still a fun game. I'm really excited to finish.
The water
playing it.
Looked bad.
I'm super scared. I don't want to die. But as soon as the game started playing, like my character's such a little bitch. I was like, God, I'm gonna fucking die. There's no way I'm not dying.
You got the smart bitch one, and I got like the gung ho takes action chick.
Like, your character should win. Like your character's like the one you want.
I'm the one that's telling everyone like, you do this, you do that. Shut the fuck up and focus for once.
And then let's see. I think the other character that theoretically supposed to also survive is Eliza's character.
Yeah,
like he's a strong, handsome dude, but he's kind of dumb sometimes, you know. But he's a good guy also. So like he should be another survivor. But the
party fuckboy is the real winner here.
Yeah, and then Sierra's character, she's just like a really entitled bitch, right? I don't know if she's gonna make it. I just know that like every time like we find like a painting, I'm always super scared it's gonna be about me, and pretty often than not, they're about me, and I go, God damn it, I'm dying. There's no way I'm not dying. So yeah,
we're doing everything we can to protect you. And there was a section, I can't remember who was playing it. Maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody else. And we didn't find a knife in the kitchen.
Oh, that was
I think it was Eliza, maybe.
It was Eliza. She was in the kitchen with Sierra's character, and like,
that's
it says like they missed the knife. I was like, oh man, fuck.
Yeah, I felt so bad. So then, while I was playing as my character, I'm like, oh, a knife. I'm like, thank God, I found a knife. I don't know if that's going to be for me or somebody else, or like what's going to happen.
Well, I get stabbed in this premonition. So
I'm gonna stab you.
When I heard that they didn't find the knife, I was like, good, we don't have a knife. I can't get stabbed.
That's what you thought?
That's what I thought.
Okay,
and I was like, wait, there could be multiple knives in this boat.
I'm like, let me use a knife for somebody else. Like, I want to kill them. So if we have more knives, the more safe we are, is what I think.
Yeah, I guess.
But then again, my character is the one that's like, I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to kick ass and I'm going to survive.
Yeah, she's like, fuck these guys, I'm out.
We got to report this to the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was fun.
It was a good time. I had a lot of fun doing that. And I've also been playing more Borderlands. The DLC came out, so we're playing around with that, and it's pretty fun. the thing with Borderlands is like it's consistently the same thing, and none of it feels too different. So it hits a certain point where it kind of like starts being repetitive, and you can't do any cool, new, fun stuff until you hit like a certain level and go do the special boss or whatever it is. There are parts that are fun, but mostly you're just running around, killing guys, picking up guns.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How'd you get that box up here? By yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, shit's heavy.
No, it was with my dad.
Okay, so someone helped you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. But honestly, it wasn't as heavy as I thought it was.
It looks like it's heavy.
Yeah, it was kind of heavy.
Trip got a new desk chair. It's in a box right now.
Yeah, it's behind me in a box. I haven't had time to
it's a big box.
do anything with it. But yeah, I've been playing Borderlands, and I'm enjoying it. There are parts that I really like, and there are other parts that are just kind of like, okay, this is the same shit. But it's cool, has fun jokes, and I'm having a good time with it. More importantly, finally convinced Kyle and Sam, and I didn't do anything. Sam was like, not really feeling Borderlands. Would you guys want to do EDF? Because every time I talk to them, I'm like, hey guys, do you want to play Borderlands or do you want to play EDF, which is Earth Defense Force, but it's called EDF. Okay. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. Anyways, this time Sam was like, yeah, you want to play some EDF instead? I'm like, yes, I fucking do. You go around and you kill giant bugs and aliens and shit, and it's chaotic, and it looks like a game from 2004, and I fucking love it.
Nice.
So we got to play that a little bit more, and it's kind of Super Trooper style. For those of you that don't know, I guess, anything about that either, it's a very like, yeah, we're America and we're going to save the world. Like very stupid version of that, where it's kind of like a parody of America. Fuck yeah, we got this, boys. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just like saving the world with your Earth Defense Force, which involves all different kinds of countries, while characters are saying really stupid shit in the background, just like, oh my God, what are those things? And it's like, oh, it's just a green version of the ants, the giant ants that we see fucking everywhere. It's them, but green now, and they look exactly the same. Oh my God, they're killing the people. And you're like, yeah, just like the rest of the game. Anyways, it came down to a point where there were like 2 or 3 quests we did. We hit episode, or I don't know what they call them. I'm going to call it episode 99. Maybe it's mission 99. Chapter, I can't remember. Yeah, something. So we assumed 100 might be the end. And they're like, all right, guys, this is our last mission. And we're like, oh, fuck. Okay, we got to do it. And then we did it. And they were like, all right, this next one is the last mission. And they just kept saying that. And they're like, oh, no, these things can teleport their entire army to Earth. And it's like, how do you know that it could do their entire army? Like, who's giving you that recon? You don't know where they're coming from. That's one of the problems of all of this thing. You're just trying to like fend off these forces that are destroying the planet. And they're like, if we destroy all those things, they won't be able to come. Each time it keeps saying, this is the final mission. And I think it's so fucking funny that it gets that high, and it's like, you guys aren't done. You're never going to be done, but we're going to keep saying we're done. I love it, man. It cracks me the fuck up. It's like weird 90s humor bullshit. But the game's new, newish. It's a couple years old, but
it's a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a modern game that looks like shit, and it's so much fun. Yeah. It's a full-priced game, too. It's cool. I highly recommend Earth Defense Force to anyone that likes playing co-op games that are a little bit complex and that are kind of janky as fuck. It's so much fun. So yeah, played some more of that. I'm into it. Played a tiny bit of Pokemon. I've halted right before the Elite Four. I think something in me always says like, if you do this,
it's over.
You're not going to want to do the end game. You're done.
Yeah, because they do at an end game, don't they?
Yeah, it's always something that's like really small. I don't know.
Yeah,
so
for the end game for like the fucking Sun and Moon, it was like, go catch the something beast.
The Ultra Beasts.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I think I caught one, and I was like, I'm done. Like that was fuck if I care. I beat him. I won the game.
Right. It just feels weird when they're like, oh, by the way, there's like some side quest stuff, and it's like, this side quest stuff's like fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And whenever they do that, I just don't care. But whenever it kind of ties into what you've been doing the whole time, I'm into it. Where it's like, you beat the Elite Four. Nice. By the way, really big Pokemon that's been kind of like around this whole time is now here, and you could go and catch him. Like, oh, sick. I want to do that. And then you go up like a kick-ass tower and fight Rayquaza, and you're like, this is the coolest shit I've ever done. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm worried that once I beat it, I'll be done. But some people say after you beat it, it just gets better.
Some people say that.
Some people say that, and I don't know, man. I'm a little bit afraid of either situation to where like I get really into it. I'm like, I'm going to make a competitive team. I'm going to rent this team and try them out, and then I'm going to make my own, and I got to make them shiny, and maybe I'll get into breeding.
But you're not gonna.
No, I'm not gonna. Probably. But I fucking love this one.
Have you seen that fucking whiteboard outside at all the games you have to play?
Yeah, I have a whiteboard of a shit ton of games that I'm going to play, but on there are a bunch of games like Pokemon. I'm pretty much done with. Pretty much good to go there. Now we're playing Man of Medan. Finally, we're doing that. Borderlands is up there. EDF is up there. There's a fuck ton of games, man, but most of them I'm dealing with right now, which feels pretty good.
I like how like it's a problem. Like I have to play these.
Oh, I just want to so bad.
Like if someone doesn't play these games, the fucking world's gonna end. You know.
And then it's like Animal Crossing comes out soon. Silk Song comes out soon. Yeah, the Hollow Knight.
So all that stuff's happening.
Fall Guys.
That means that you're for sure not going to make a competitive shiny team for Pokemon.
But what if I did?
You're not going to. You know you're not going to. Just like I know you're not going to put together that fucking emulator I would have bought you.
But I could have played The Lion King.
Oh, that game's really hard.
It's really hard.
I remember playing that.
And then I would never play the Pokemon game. Anyways, I think that's my week. I've been working like a hound dog.
Nice, dude. Okay. What have I been up to? Let's see. Last time we hung out.
Well, and I saw Star Wars. Opinions? Nah.
Trip thinks it was meh.
You know what? I don't want to spoil it for anyone out there.
But meh.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Which it has an impact because I've read a lot of people that are like, look, I'm a huge Star Wars fan and I had a fun time with it. And I'm like, ooh, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
it was fine.
I feel the same way. I haven't watched the movie. I might not watch it just because I don't know. Like the last
for
one,
you, I recommend you don't watch it. Just knowing your taste in things, this one's not for you.
I mean, I also just really enjoy going to the movies. So
if you're looking for a movie and you have to go see it,
I might end up there.
Yeah, just go see Cats.
There's also a lot of other movies I want to watch.
Cats.
I don't want to watch.
You don't want to watch Cats?
No, that looks horrible.
You have to watch Cats.
Only if Kate comes with us.
Kate, you're coming with us.
No, I'm not. I don't know. So what I'm saying is like I'm also not a huge fan of Star Wars, but I've heard similar things. Like people either love it or they hate it. It's very divisive, and I go, yeah, it's just like I don't have that nostalgia in me, so it's like it's not like a real big deal if it's a bad movie or not.
No, yeah, you're a lot more into Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Never seen Lord of the Rings. And we're never going to watch it.
I guess we're never going to watch it.
Okay, so if people don't know, I'm sick. I got a cold, so I might sound a little funny.
I might sound like a fucking cutie.
I'm trying to get through it. Hopefully next week I'm not as sick. But who knows? Maybe I'm dying.
Hey man, baby boy, you got to do the sniffles. You do the sniffles. People got to deal with it. You know.
I'm surprised though. I usually get sick all the time. But all of last year didn't get sick.
Yeah, it's weird going like a long period without getting sick. Right?
I almost didn't know how to do it.
You get kind of nervous.
Yeah, I was really scared. So I got sick yesterday, and then today it's a continuation. Hopefully, it dies down because tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then the day after that's Christmas. I was like. Because in my head I was just like, not that those days are super important to me. I think
they're super important to me. But if you got sick,
they're super important to other people who I know, and they're like, I would hate to be there and be just ill. People are just like, how you doing? Feel like shit. Sorry to ruin your fucking thing.
Dude, that's me though. I don't give a fuck.
So I'm fighting through that. Things I've done this week. Fantasy football ended. For most people,
for those of you that have been following Juan's
saga,
weekly,
for most people, fantasy football ends on the 16th week of the regular season. 17, which is next week, is the last regular season game. Usually, it's smart to have the season end before that because a lot of teams that have made to the playoffs will sit their star players because what's the point, right? For people, this is just this is sports knowledge for people who are here wanting to listen about anime. I'm
over here just sports. Okay, cool.
So,
we'll watch The Witcher soon. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, we're watching it right now.
So I made it to the finals. There's a lot of games on Saturday. I didn't do too great on Sunday. On Sunday, both of our teams played a lot, and then we had one more. There's a Monday night game. But by the end of Sunday, I was up 3 points and he had no one else to play.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking won. I had one player left. And then my biggest concern was, what could have happened was the player like fumbles the ball or like loses yards, and then he gets negative points for me. So he could have theoretically gotten -4 points, and then the coach in real life could have been like, "Hey man, we're sitting you for the rest of the game, leaving me underneath and like losing."
Yeah.
Or he could have gotten hurt in the real game and then like not played, and then like that -3 points or 4 points would have fucked me. So I was like super stressed out, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then I realized I don't have to play him. So I didn't play anybody, and I won by 3 points. So then so today officially I won. The game ended. I like wrote up a message to my league because I'm the commissioner, and I was like, "Hey guys, thanks for playing. I won."
That's why I'm the commissioner. Suck my dick.
No, last year I was a commissioner, and I literally got last place.
Well, it's very you win or you lose.
It's a crapshoot. So this year I got first place. I was really happy. I thanked everybody because I really don't like talking shit to them because they really take it in weird ways, like my friends do. Especially
do they take it like personally?
It starts off very generically, and then it gets very personal, and it's like, okay, now you're just saying stupid shit that doesn't have to do anything with football. So I try to take like the high road, and I go, I'm just gonna be very nice because this doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it's done.
The guy I played in the finals like started like group texting me, just like trying to like incite some sort of argument, and I was like, "Hey man, good luck to you in the finals, wish you the best." And he goes, "No, Juan, I need some shit talk. I was like, "It's not gonna happen. You're not getting it here. I'm sorry."
Sorry, dude. You're hitting up the wrong guy.
You're hitting up the wrong guy.
I've been too chill for too long.
There's a lot. I'm trying to stay really humble. It's like there's a lot of times where I'll just talk shit to anybody for no reason, right?
Oh, literally all the time.
But I was like, you know what? France football, I'm gonna be really nice and polite and just see how it turns out. Ended up winning, super happy, which is
it's
great.
all because you were polite, man.
I don't know. Maybe it was. Karma came around. I was like, hey, man, you know what? You've been really polite.
You actually worked on yourself.
It's
Congrats.
a Christmas miracle.
It is. It's a Christmas miracle.
So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. So you won what? $3,000?
$300.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty good. Payday for doing nothing, right?
Yeah. No, I won $3,000 for betting on you, but
that'd be really cool. Let's see, what else did I do? I watched the documentary on Netflix called "Don't Fuck with Cats." Yeah. It's about these people who see a video online of somebody killing a bunch of kittens.
Yeah,
and they kind of
cool.
Yeah, and they kind of like start like making it their mission to find him. So they start like a Facebook group, and they start really diving into this thing, and they find this guy. They can't catch him. They warn the authorities that like, hey, he's probably gonna kill somebody in real life. He does, and then like it's just the story of how they get this guy. I really enjoyed it because I haven't seen a documentary in a while that I really liked. A lot of documentaries recently have been like just kind of meh, in my opinion.
I understand.
This one I was like, hey man, like they're doing things the way I like documentaries. So like they're having the people, they're asking questions, they're having a bunch of different
call to action.
Yeah, it's
surprises.
It's really and it's like they're cutting kind of like
Making a Murderer.
That was like first season, right? That's a documentary, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, that was really good.
Yo, that was the most gripping
Then
documentary
season 2 starts
television I've watched.
This shit's pretty boring.
Yeah, season 2 was not great.
Yeah, so
first season,
yeah, so I watched. It's only 3 parts. I mean, I think every episode's about an hour long, so it is kind of long. But I really enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest fan of cats. I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
But I'm a human, and I'm not like fucking.
You're not a monster.
I'm not a monster. So so even I can be empathetic and be like, fuck that. That guy's that's a horrible thing to do. Luckily, they don't really show like the videos because it happened in real life. They do it. I think they do it very tastefully. First, second,
well, it's posted on like Facebook or something.
Yeah,
right?
It posted on Facebook. And then it went on to like some either like underseedy, web stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch this movie, but I knew about the story from the past.
Yeah, you're probably aware it was happening.
I'm
or whatever.
A big fucking internet loser, so I know all
I
that
wasn't.
shit.
So this was all new.
It's awesome. It's really well cool done to see these people be super resourceful and try to help out
to try to find this guy.
But I guess it's the documentary, and I've known the story, but. Is that why I'm not watching it? No, it's because I just don't. I don't want to be negative.
Yeah, no, it is. It is really like it's a hard thing. I'm not recommending this to everybody. Like you have to have like a strong like stomach to see this.
Yeah, I'm not down right now.
They do show, like I said, like clips of the videos, but they don't actually. It doesn't get. It's like tastefully done. I'm like, okay, cool. If I were making
some tasteful murder.
What I'm trying to say is like,
guys.
if I were to write a documentary, like it had to show this fucked up thing. I was like, that's probably how I would have done it. Like they do have people like. Talk about it while they're like what they're seeing, or they'll have like some of the audio playing, but it never gets to the point where I'm just like, because for a split second when they're first talking about this first video, I was like, I got really scared. I was like, am I gonna watch these kittens die? And I was just like got goosebumps, like, I'm like, oh my God. I was about to like turn it off. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, let me see how they handle
You got
it.
really anxious.
Yeah, it was a very like weird feeling. I hadn't felt like that. And then like I saw how they went about it, and I was like, okay, I can deal with this. So then I watched the rest of the thing. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good watch. Yeah,
that's good.
I told you about it. You said you're not going to watch it. It's like, can't blame you.
Honestly, yeah. If it wasn't so like negative, and I didn't already know things about it, like it sounds like it was really interesting. It sounds like it was good. But sometimes it's just not.
Sometimes you don't need that shit.
A lot of documentaries are really negative, which sometimes I'm down for. Like, man, I'm
like the Tickle one. What was that one called?
Yeah, what was that
called? Tickle?
Tickled, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
That one was weird.
That one was fucked up, and I liked it.
I remember us sitting down to watch that and ending and being like, "Yeah, I didn't sign up for that." like, yeah, that's kind of fucked.
It got really weird. That was like an interesting documentary. It wasn't fantastic. Like the style of it wasn't fantastic. But the content was
like they would say shit and I go, you're fucking with me, right? Like that can't be real.
Like, so this man is actually this woman that's doing a tickle ring and blackmailing. What the fuck? Tickled, I think is what it's called. It's got some feathers. I think it's like written over feathers. That one's also a wild fucking ride.
Yeah.
And it's dark, but it's dark in a weird, goofy way. Yeah, no
kittens being killed here.
Yeah, instead of an actual psychopath murder way, it's like a manipulative tickle monster.
It's strange. It is for sure. It's that one I would recommend to people. That one's a fun watch. Like I was like, this is absurd, and then I go, this is fucked. But
okay, 2 documentaries to recommend to people. What would you recommend?
Oh, Fistful of Quarters. But we've always talked about
Kong,
that.
Fistful of Quarters.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I guess Making a Murderer.
Making a Murder?
Like, I guess those would be the 2.
I would go Fistful of Quarters, and honestly, man, Planet Earth.
No, I'm not.
I know. So that's the thing where, like, there are so many different genres and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, like, Fistful of Quarters is a story.
It's a good one, yeah.
And it's so well edited, and it does so much. And, like, it has a hero and a villain. It's got everything there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And I'm so bummed that I haven't seen anything that hits me that same way of like, oh shit.
I remember watching that one and being like, oh dude, documentaries are cool. This, and I was like watching other documentaries like, dude, documentaries like ass. Like,
like, okay, this is a lot of shit that I like. Wow, they're bad at presenting it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'd rather just read the Wikipedia.
Yeah, like learn it for myself. Yeah. Anyways,
I got to watch
some
good shit.
I got to watch something that I ended up enjoying. Let's see, what else have I done? I made a TikTok.
Oh yeah, shit, dude. Welcome to China.
I made a TikTok because here's the reason I made the TikTok. Okay, there's a song called Roxanne by some guy named Arizona something, and I like the song. It's not bad. It turns out the only reason I'm aware of it is because when I scroll through Instagram, it'll pop up because people play it on their TikTok. So I listen to the song. I enjoy it. It's a catchy song. There's one line that's the line is, Shorty drives a poodle with no top. And so I remember talking to you about it and being like, what?
You texted me.
I was like, what could that mean? You know, because I was like super confused. It's very ambiguous. And it made me want to draw something. Like, I was like, oh, I'll draw something. And then after I was done drawing, I was like, I kind of want to make a video of me doing this. But I've run into an issue with Instagram flagging my time lapses because of like music that I have on it that I don't have the copyright to. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But I was like, if I can't have the song in this video that I made, it's not going to make any sense, right? So I was like, how do I figure this? And then I realized, I don't know what the loophole is, but TikTok has so many fucking copywritten audio clips, and no one seems to fuck with their shit. So
it's because they also own Musical.ly, which is somehow related to other shit, and it's because it's China.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know how they're doing it. It's like, but maybe if I use TikTok and then post Instagram, like I'll be okay. And it worked out. I was like, oh, cool. Fuck copyright laws or whatever. I figured out a way around it. Anyways, that's something I did this week. I'd been drawing it for a few days.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. If you want to check it out, go to my Instagram page. It's Get That Pan Dulce at Instagram.com. I don't know what it's called, right? Just at, yeah. So yeah, that was really cool.
Get That Pan Dulce.
Yeah, so that was a fun thing. I feel like I'm missing something, and Sierra's going to get upset that I didn't talk about it. Did I do anything else, dude? Did I do anything else?
You got sick.
Got sick.
You saw Leander at the bars.
Saw Leander at the bars.
I'm just trying to recount your actual life.
That's it.
That's honestly, it's been,
I think that's it, man. That's all.
You've had a really mellow... I don't know what you've been doing. You did some shit with your dad, but I don't know if you want to talk about it on here.
I think, yeah.
You were just driving him around, helping him with errands.
No, man, I'm excited for fucking Christmas Eve and
Did
Christmas.
You make dinner?
I didn't make dinner. I did. I made Japanese curry, and I was really proud of it. I think it tasted really good. I would make it and then give you some to be like, hey, try this.
Yeah, do it right now.
Oh, it's a lot of work. It's not that much.
Podcast is changing now. It's instant curry podcast. Sponsored by Pokemon.
Yeah, I just felt like making it. I think it turned out good. It's one of the things I'm like, it's not that hard to cook, and I can do it because I'm not a great cook. I wish I was a better cook. Actually, I made ahogados, which is like a shrimp dish that's cooked in like lime juice, kind of like a ceviche. For Sierra's company Christmas party, or one of her company Christmas parties, she might have a couple. This is like this was like for because this is with the farm unit and like some of the people that do like work in the mill and stuff like that. So Sierra's kind of involved in all that, so she was invited. This is a good bit, yeah. So I took them over. I asked my dad how to make them. I kind of had the gist of it, but I was like, hey, let me know what like the ratio is to this and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he's like, cool, make it. Here's some shrimp, because he had some. He's like, you'll only need a bag and a half. Whatever the half is, give it back to me and make me ahogados, and like there'll be a trade. Like, okay, sure. It turns out I needed both bags, so Dad didn't get any.
Bummer.
So I took him to the thing. My dad's he's a cook, so he's always he likes feeding people. He likes people complimenting his food. Like that's something that he enjoys. I've never really felt that way because I'm like, most of the time when I cook stuff, I go, I think it was okay. If someone says, hey, this was good, I go, I feel kind of good about it, but it's not like something I look for. I'd rather have someone compliment like something I drew, something like that. So I put the ahogados out there for the potluck, and people came to it and they ate it all up. I took a pictures. My dad then texted me like, hey, how'd it go? And I was just like, oh, check it out. Everybody loved it. It's all gone,
Yeah.
And he goes, how did they taste? And I go, you know what, Dad, I actually didn't get to taste them because everybody ate.
Taste while you cook.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not that hard.
I don't give a fuck if you do. That's what like all cooks are supposed to do. But honestly, when you're like, this smells right.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
It's weird because like a lot of the ingredients, the cooking part of it is like it's lime juice. It cooks the citrus acid cooks the shrimp, right? So there's no actual cooking involved. And like there's salt and pepper to taste. So I did like taste the lime juice, but after tasting lime juice for hours, after like squeezing limes, I bought like 20 limes at 1 a.m. at like Winco.
My God.
Because I didn't have enough limes at the beginning. My mouth was just like, yep, tastes like lemon juice. Cool. Or lime juice was like, nice. I can't taste anything else. Anyways.
Damn.
I talked to my dad today and he goes, how could you not have tried your ahogados? I was like, I'm sorry. Like everybody else got up to them and they by the time I went up to eat, like they were gone. And my dad goes, I can't. He was like legitimately disappointed. He goes like, I can't fucking believe like that's why. He goes, that's why you go and get yourself a plate of ahogados first and then let everybody else get their own shit. I was like, no, it's not that big of a deal. And my dad goes, you see? He goes like, you're not Uriarte, which is my last name. He's like, you're no son of mine. I was just like, because any son of mine would have done the right thing and tried their own ahogados. He's like, you made food and didn't even get to try it. And I was like, are you really upset with me? Like he was. My dad's like, I can't even look at you right now.
You fuck with the chef, man.
Yeah,
you ain't supposed to do that shit.
So I thought that was really funny. I mean, obviously my dad didn't mean that, but I remember driving because I had to pick him up later. And I remember driving around doing other errands. I'm like, my dad legitimately said that I was not his son because I didn't try my food.
And now you're like, I'm driving my dad around. Am I his son?
Am I his son? Yeah.
I mean, never know.
Yeah. Anyways, let's quickly do what we watched for anime.
Holy shit! No, fuck you. I have something else.
I thought we were done. Okay, what else do you want to talk about?
I just want to give shout outs to a few of the best videos that I've seen in a long time.
Shout out to Eliza. Okay.
Shout out to Eliza, I guess. So the first one, Nakey Jakey, just put out a new video about dating online dating, and its whole history, starting at Match.com and ending up where it is.
Have you ever seen this guy before?
He's the dude that sits on a yoga ball in front of a green screen. And he uses a lot of like Disney movies. That
does sound familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dude's great. So shout outs to Nakey Jakey. Look him up on the YouTube. He's fantastic and I love him and he's a beautiful spirit. And his latest video that was put out today, boom, right there. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Second shout out here is to BDG, Brian David Gilbert of Polygon now. He is, I think, maybe the most wonderful human He's like a genius.
That's the mattress guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the mattress guy. This dude's like a fucking genius. Like, he's a psychopath weirdo. He's done a lot of different video projects, some of them being very, I guess, emotionally driving kind of plot lines. Other ones are just chaos and it's fun. But his series Unraveled with Polygon, which I'm not a Polygon fan, by the way. I just like his videos a fucking ton. He puts so much effort into these, and he really tries to break things down from the most broad standpoints. Mm-hmm. He made a video on Waluigi, and I don't want to spoil shit about it other than it is a masterpiece.
Is that his new video?
Yeah, it just came out today, 2 days ago, if you're listening to this episode on the day that it came out. Merry Christmas! Yeah. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. And huge shout outs to him for just making one of the best videos I've ever seen. Finally, this is a weirder shout out to Andrew Huang, who he's somebody that I've known about and listened to for fucking years. Mm-hmm. On Newgrounds, there was a video called Touchtone Genius, and it used this very weird song, and I was into it, and it was funny, and it featured his song, Touchtone Genius.
I know this guy's that.
You might when we get a little bit further down the line. Okay. So he started out originally selling songs on eBay. He would have people request songs for whatever price it is, and then he would create them. He went on to make songs to wear pants to, which is where the Touchtone Genius came around. So he made these songs that people would request, sometimes for free, sometimes it would be a paid request, any different kind of thing. I was fucking obsessed like 15 years ago or whenever the fuck he was doing this shit. I was way into it because his music had so many different sounds and it felt so unique, and he had a unique voice and he was goofy and fun. And then he wound up making his own music under Andrew Huang that was like very different. It was a lot more poppy and calm and acoustic and less computer driven and stuff. So I was into him. He went on to become a hit YouTube meme guy for a minute because he made pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, which is a very, very popular song. I'm sure if you saw it, you might be like, oh, this fucking thing. He made it because somebody had a request, and that's where it came from. It was a Songs to Wear Pants To song a million years ago, and somehow he had a bunch of fans, and he is one of the most talented musicians out there. He had some featured artists on his latest video, which is 4 producers remix this song, right? So he's one of the producers. Then he also has Neon Vines, who I'd never heard of, but after listening to her remix, I immediately became a fan. Neon Vines is fucking sick. So Andrew Huang, Neon Vines, Divio, who I've been a fan of for a long time. I'd like their music a lot. It's so much fun. It's so poppy and just rambunctious. And then Absurdist, who I also like some of their music. It's very unique. It's very different. And I like all of them. And they were all put into this video. And I had recently watched one of the same ones that he had done, but it was lo-fi hip-hop. And it was cool seeing people remix into lo-fi hip-hop in like cool ways. But this one felt like they, instead of just remixing a song, they all made their own very original songs using the audio from this other song, which is called Daddy Like. I can't remember the name of that artist because I didn't particularly care for them, unfortunately, but they definitely provided some great vocals to give inspiration to these individual 4 songs. It's fucking incredible. If you have any interest in music or the creation of music, the behind the scenes, how it all works out, and seeing that process, or seeing other music creators and content creators react to each other's work and being like, wow, they did this thing and this is like very typical of them. It's cool seeing these artists that I do admire and appreciate and listen to all kind of collaborate on this weird, cool project together. And somebody new that I had never known about. And her video was posted onto Reddit today, but I watched this video like a few days ago. She's a fucking killer artist, Neon Vines. I became a bigger fan of all of theirs. And it's fucking awesome. So 3 of my favorite videos I've seen all year. Some are like...
within like the last week?
Yeah, all within like the last 3 days.
That's dope, man.
It's awesome. There's such good shit out there. And it's really just a wonderful time to be on the internet consuming endless amounts of media. You guys, we're all in this together. It's fantastic.
All right, dude, step down from your soapbox.
Man, I am so down.
Also, by the way, I don't know if you saw.
I did.
Binging with Babish teamed up with You Suck at Cooking.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I watched those.
Yeah, man.
Just because you like, I know you like videos.
I'm a big white sack boy.
Yeah. I remembered other things that happened this week. Fucking Survivor season finale. Great time.
We did it. Who won? Your team won again? Congratulations, dude.
Big Red won. Tommy won.
Way to go, Tommy.
Good season. I enjoyed it. There was some issues. You and I talked about them off the podcast about these sexual misconduct, people like touching stuff, and it opened the eyes to the producers and to the world essentially.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to speak up if you don't feel uncomfortable. And one player was being touched and she didn't feel comfortable and she spoke up to the detriment of her game. She ended up getting voted out, and that became a huge issue. It was sucky. It's really great that that she was able to voice her problems, and
it's good that this all came to light.
Exactly. So that was a cool season. Next season's going to be season 40, and I was just like, I wonder. And I was just like, I wonder what this. And if they're smart, they'll make a season where it's a bunch of recurring characters or players. Guess what? Season 40 is it's a war of the winners. So everybody playing is a previous winner. It's so someone else is gonna and the prize money is $2 million. So it's people who haven't played in years are coming back, and I was just had goosebumps. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a little child. I'm so happy,
dude. I'm stoked for you. That's
so
cool.
Excited. It comes out in February, and
hell yeah,
it's so many people, so many players that I really enjoy and respect, and then some players I don't like, but I'm just but they're good at what they do. So I'm just this would be it's gonna be so cool. It's in my head, my fanfic I've been writing for years about Survivor having this happen. It's happening. It's fucking they stole it.
Yeah,
so that's exciting.
Dude.
Season finale of The Masked Singer, season 2 came. It was also on Wednesday.
Oh shit! Who's the Masked Singer this year?
I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it.
It's Ninja.
No, the winner was the Fox, who I fucking, as soon as he started singing, I knew exactly who he was. I look at Sierra and I go, "That's Wayne Brady." There's no fucking way it's not Wayne Brady.
And I've watched enough Who's Line to know that's fucking Wayne Brady.
Oh, yeah. I've watched enough of anything to know that's Wayne Brady. And then these idiots for weeks were just it must be Jamie Foxx. He's wearing a Fox outfit. And I was legitimately being I want to fucking strangle all these judges. It was Wayne Brady. I think he was the best singer. He second place went to Daughtry, who was also a really good singer. I had no clue it was Daughtry till he took off the mask. But the Fox won. Wayne Brady took the crowd out, and I was like,
good for Wayne. I fucking love that.
I was super happy because for some reason he made it obvious that winning meant a lot to him. He's he really wanted to win that competition. I was cool. I think you earned it.
Yeah, man.
And the last songs that they did, I was yo, that fucking the Rottweiler did really good. He might fucking nab it, but he didn't. Wayne Brady won.
Fox, dude.
Fox took it, so that was great. Also, just because I want to say this. I also built gingerbread houses with my nieces.
Yeah, you did.
I mentioned it, Sarah. Don't get upset because she's gonna be didn't know what you did this week, huh? So I did that. It was something.
Okay, so we won't talk about it. No,
it was just I did, they're kids, so I had to be patient, and it's great. It was a good learning experience. They were for the most part really good. Fucking candy's the worst though. Frosting, it's such
working
shit.
With that shit. No,
I was and I have to clean off my hands, and they're just down chewing this candy and eating frosting right out of the fucking piping thing. And I go, oh my god, that sounds horrible. But they loved it, and it was a good time. So now, can we finally talk about anime that we've been watching? I haven't been watching much, to be honest.
I haven't watched anything.
Good, because the one anime I did watch is anime that wasn't airing. I finally got around to watching Teasing Master Takagi-san.
Yeah, season 2?
Season 2 is on Netflix now. All of it is. I watched, I think, 3 or 4 episodes. It's a lot of the same from season 1. It's not really revolutionizing, anything. So I do enjoy it. Maybe not as much as season 1, just because of that fact. Where I'm just we ended on this, season, I think episode 12 ended on kind of a higher note of the girl kind of hinting at, or maybe even saying she kind of has feelings for him. I'm just oh cool. But then I realized there's no real plot here. There's not ever going to be any more development than them being they're just teasing each other. And I was okay, cool. It's still a good time. Yeah. Fuck you, Netflix, for making us wait. I'm still mad at that.
I recently saw that Brutal Moose, he posted a new video, and in his video, he picked up a manga of Beastars.
Okay, cool.
And I'm like, fuck you, Netflix.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, it'd be so fucking cool to watch that.
I'm watching YouTube, and I'm like, ooh, one of my favorite YouTubers in the whole world just posted a new video where I can get mad at Netflix just for like a second where he's like, yeah, and I picked up this cool book, Beastars.
And you're all salty.
And that was it for like, it took like 5 seconds of the video for him to say that, for me to be like, this is bullshit. Netflix needs a fucking redesign. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been watching.
That's the anime I watched this week.
I watched 5 seconds of somebody buying a manga.
Cool. Do you have any news?
Yeah.
Let's get into the news.
Okay, what news do you want to know?
Anime news.
All right, cool. So this week on anime news, The Promised Neverland season 2 is going to air in October of 2020.
You can't see it, but I'm pumping my fists.
It's airing alongside Attack on Titan. That season's going to be just out of control.
Usually, I don't know. That's rough because I was about to say that it's usually kind of hard to pick what our favorite anime of the season was. This year of anime, even though there's been some duds, we had season 4 of Attack on Titan.
It was season 3, part 2.
Okay, so which was so good, right?
Yeah,
we had Promised Neverland, right? That was this year,
yeah.
Right? There's been a lot of good stuff, and next year we get to at least finish Attack on Titan. I'm really excited about this because they didn't say when we're getting Promised. They just said season 2 coming soon or whatever.
Yeah.
For them to say, hey, 2020, that's great.
It's October.
That's still great though.
Yeah.
At least I have a date.
No, that's what I mean. Like we got it.
Yeah.
Fucking, we got them, boys.
I'm excited.
Other things to be excited about for next year and second seasons. Kaguya-sama season 2 is going to air in April 2020. So all you Chica fans, you could get hype as fuck in a minute.
Thank you. That
was my trying to help you.
That's love is war. Never.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kaguya-sama.
Cool. I know people love that shit. I love that outro. That Chica dance is so good.
Dude.
Sometimes I just play it to
it's one of the top outros of all time. It's like the Shelter of outros.
I was about to say that every morning I wake up, I play Shelter, and then I play the Chica dance.
That's I love it. Yeah. All right. So awesome. Great news. Mm-hmm. Kyoto Animation is closing its donation bank account on December 27th after receiving upwards of $30 million in U.S. donations.
That's crazy.
Just from the U.S. Isn't that dope? Like, that's going to all the families out there that were affected.
That's so much money.
It's awesome.
There are a lot of causes out in the world, right? Like, that people could be helping too. Like, it's and it's great that people saw this and they felt really bad and they felt like, that it was like they had a place to give some money to.
It's really happy to know
super
that.
Nice because like it's in when you think about it, it's just anime, right? Like what's the big deal? But then you think about like there's people who lost their lives, families.
It's like the biggest terrorist attack in
years, right? So it's like it's super fucked. It's so great that people are so willing to open their hearts and help try to fix this. So that's so much money. That's awesome, and it's good that they're also cutting it off because
yeah. Oh yeah,
because that's a lot of taxes I got to pay on $30 million. Fuck. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I don't know exactly how Japan's taxing and whatnot works out compared to the U.S.
50-50. They just take half of it.
Oh man, okay, that's easy. That's clean.
That would be kind of clean, right? That would suck ass though.
Hey man, that would be pretty good, but it would also suck.
I mean, it would make things convenient, but imagine going somewhere and be like, here's $1. Like, well, actually, here's 50 cents because that 50 cents is mine.
Yeah, but then when you're like, you know what? This is still enough for me to live comfortably. And then you get...
That's never going to happen here.
No, it's never going to happen.
That's great for them. I'm happy that we're able to raise that much money.
Yeah, fucking great. Awesome. Not intentional transition. Fire Force will end with episode 23 and 24 airing back to back on December 27th. So same day that the account is closing, Fire Force is ending. I think that that's a good natural end to the weird time between Fire Force
being a thing
and this whole thing happening, and now it's all ending together. It's a very weird kind of natural end. Yeah,
man, we're no fucking, schmucks when it comes to fire. We know our fire, so that's weird.
Also, Australia. Australia is dealing with big fires right now. It's crazy.
The Amazon was on fire for like 30 days this year.
Yeah,
that's 20% of stuff. 20% of our oxygen in the world comes from the Amazon.
I know.
You know what? This is not the podcast where we get political. We do that on the Bidet Boys. Yeah, so
Anyways.
5% ending, cool. It means I can finish it up and be done with it. Great.
Which you'll also be excited to know that you could finish up and be done with Food Wars Season 5 in April of 2020.
Okay.
Food Wars Season 5, it's the final season.
It's called the final plate.
People are acting like...
It's the end of the world?
No, they're acting like the end of the manga needs to be changed, and if they don't get it changed, they're going to lose their fucking minds. They're acting like imbeciles over this.
So the manga's done. They're making the anime, and people are upset with the ending of the manga.
So they're like, change it. You guys better fucking...
I'm curious to see what the ending is.
Isn't that the craziest shit? Well, then again, if it did some like bunny drop shit...
Oh, I don't.
We didn't read them, but we sure did here.
Yeah, that's the oh, that's a real bummer because that's a good show. But we know where it heads.
It heads to not okay. Like, yeah, that's where it always
That was an
goes,
okay
man.
movie, too. The live-action movie was pretty okay.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty okay.
God, but then he ends up fucking marrying that girl.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe... Okay, if the issue is something like Bunny Drop, then yeah, I understand.
So I don't know,
but it is.
It's also an etchy, like food sport show.
So it could get there. If the issue is like the main character lost, or the main character ended up not marrying the girl they wanted him to marry,
then guys, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, get
you,
fucking
man.
over it. Yeah.
If it's some stupid, weird story shit like
write your own fanfic
stuff,
if you're upset.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Dude. I'll ask Kate. Kate, how the fuck is the end?
Fingers crossed fingers crossed on it being a bunny drop situation.
Oh my god. That's the news, my boy.
Cool, man.
That's it.
Let's get into this week's topic,
which is
White Album.
Yeah, and it's made by the studio
3 Hertz.
No,
that's not right.
You said a number. I'm going to give you, and you said something that has to do with electricity. I'm going to give you A minus, actually.
Really?
From out of nowhere, I'm going to give you an A minus.
What was the actual studio?
7 arcs.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I had a number.
And then
Hertz
something
arcs is also electricity.
Yeah.
God, look at Juan, man. Fucking everything's coming.
I put you on the spot. You didn't even know what it was,
and I was trying to be an asshole because I knew it wasn't 3 Hertz because they haven't been around that long.
This was made in 2009. Most things that they made stuck around that same period of time, and then this studio hasn't made much. So they made Dog Days and Sekirei, but not much else. Like continuations of each of those series, mostly.
We should do a deep dive on the studio. It doesn't sound like it'd be a lot of work.
Well, it's like 12 shows, but they're all related to each other.
Oh fuck, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
We'll just stick to White Album.
Yeah, exactly. Easy enough.
Let's see. 09.
So,
that's
White Album.
10 years ago, right?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
I was 16 when this aired.
And would you have liked it then?
Oh, I don't know. I did like harems back in the day.
I think I would have.
You see, because here's an issue.
It's like the least investment harem there is. Okay, so you know what? Before we dive into would you like this when you're 16, I want you guys to know that this was advertised to me. I think I already mentioned this earlier as a romance
with twists
that revolves around Christmas.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it turned out it was a very like low key harem where it's not like in your face about it the whole time. But like all these girls are into the guy.
And when it comes to Christmas, it's like the La Crux of Christmas, right? Like, you know, like, hey, it's going to happen eventually. Here's the issue. Okay, here's what I wanted to say. When I started watching it, I instantly knew, oh, this is old, right? And then I was like, I wonder how old. I try to like guess, you know, because of the style and because of the way the music was playing. The intro, for God's sakes. Which, by the way, I ended up really liking. Because
I'm surprised too. I'm like, I don't fucking care about this hair or whatever.
But the song,
you just got there.
It feels like classical Japanese music, or at least what I imagine classical Japanese music should sound like, right?
This is some good shit.
So I was like trying to guess, and in my head, I guessed it was at least 15 years old. That's what I had guessed. I was like, and I looked, I was like, oh, it's 10 years. Like, you know, 09, 2019. And then I was really stumped to believe that anime 10 years ago looked like this.
And it doesn't entirely, but it does.
But that was weird because, like, you know, anime has changed a lot since like when we were kids.
I mean, honestly, fast forward 2 years, you have Angel Beats. So they went through different phases where this one, everyone looked long. And then like in a couple years, everyone looked like fish.
And then in between there's somewhere you got Clan Ad, you know.
That's kind of the fish phase, you know. It's
and
a little
then,
bit of that.
You know, we have, you know, we have fucking all that really nice Madhouse stuff.
Oh yeah, Madhouse is a different beast.
We got that
from
bone
then.
stuff, you know, like, you know, Mob Psycho, like styles has changed a lot. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, visually, this is 10 years old. I'm like, God, this is fucking old, you know. So, but again, 16-year-old me might have fucked with this stuff just because I was like, there's nothing else out there. There's no High Dive. There's there's no Powerhouse of Anime. There's no Hulu. There's no fucking Netflix. There's no Crunchyrolls.
Can't do it.
So maybe if this would have aired on Toonami, which never would have happened.
No, it wouldn't have.
But if this were a way for me to watch this, I might have really loved this show.
I think I would have been into it because it would have been something that felt very different.
That's the word, different. Because you and I, we talked a little bit before the show started, recording, and we said a lot of positive things, surprisingly, about White Album.
Like it's for sure not great.
It's not by no means like you have to watch this. It's not going to be a classic, but at no point did you and I feel like, oh my God, like what a waste of time.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. Very recently, I looked back and I'm like, we haven't watched anything that's just been like mindless fucking, I don't care. I'm not going to care at all. Like the last one we watched was King and Ashura. And I'm like, yeah, I built my bed frame during that. And that was all right. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And the Knights of fucking Sidonia or whatever the hell it was.
I don't think we've ever watched that.
No, it's not Knights of Sidonia, but it's like, the Pegasus Knight motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, you know what? People really like that show too, like the original one, Saint Seiya. Yes, nailed it.
How do we? Anyways, like that. I built a fucking table watching that. Like,
bro, how good was that fucking
manhole? Yeah, we talking about the manhole again. All right.
Dude, that was a good manhole cover. It's such a good bit.
I hated that show so much.
What a good show. If I were a child and that show would have aired, I would have been all about it.
Yeah. No, if I was 8, yeah.
So off top, I was surprised of how you and I were able to talk about it. Say a lot of things we liked about it, surprisingly.
But and both of us come away like, nah.
Yeah, because
the negative things, there weren't enough different negative things. Mm-hmm. It was just the same consistent, like, oh, this is the thing I don't like, and it keeps happening. Versus, there's a lot of good shit going on. We have a lot of different things to explore. Mm-hmm. Let's just feel it out and, see the cool new stuff.
I did, yeah. I was... Because, when we watch these shows, we try to parcel them out, unless we're like fucking crunching at the last minute.
Yeah, which is sometimes uncommon.
Happens. Usually we don't go, hey man, episode's on Monday. Let's watch an entire series on Sunday.
Yeah, we're talking like Saturday. Like we should come up with it, and then Sunday, hey, we got to do it.
If we pick a show, it's usually we picked it early so we can have enough time to watch it. So
honestly, if we decide, like if we go back, we could just cut off the episode at any points where we say we're watching White Album, and we could just be like, Merry Christmas, you guys. Today we're watching the second half of Carol and Tuesday because that comes out on Christmas Eve.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah.
No, I'm not watching.
Could you imagine binging that?
I'm not watching 12 episodes.
That would be rough. You don't get like the appreciation for each little moment and whatnot.
If it were like a day thing, like you and I were hanging out, having cocoa, by the fire. Like, yeah.
I wish I could do that tomorrow now. I can't. I work. Sorry, so it's fucked up.
Well, I can't do it either because I don't have a fireplace.
Ah, man. I figured we could just light something on fire. Doesn't matter what it is. Call out a place.
Oh, okay. So, fucking Christ. So what I was trying to say is this show's 26 episodes. Like the first season is 26. So we knew there was a lot going into it.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we're not finishing this.
We're trying to get as far as we could. So when I was watching, like we watched it, we break it down into days. Like I started the first day and I like watched a episode, I think, like just to get like I
watched 2.
Just to start watching it, just get the ball rolling. And then the next day I watched a couple and more. And then the third day I watched like maybe a couple more after that. And by the fourth day, by the first 3 days, I was like literally sitting there being like, fuck, I hate this show. I'm so fucking I'm so fucking bored. Like nothing's fucking happening. Fuck this. I was like upset and being like, and I was like, it's not Trip's fault. Trip said it's Christmas Eve. We're watching this. I was like,
that's literally it.
And no Christmas had started. I was like, yeah, it's not like no one's mentioned Christmas for,
But the show starts, okay, so it takes place in 1986 and it's November.
Which I also didn't even realize it gave us a year.
Yeah.
I knew it was November. I just didn't know, I was like, oh, not only is it old, it's also old in the time that we're watching it.
Yeah, so that's why it kind of did feel a little bit more aged than a normal show in 2009.
I was like, just pull out your cell phone, call somebody on your cell phone.
Quit being a fucking
send them a fucking text.
Yeah, everyone has flip phones in Japan.
Sierra and I watched Zodiac, which is a movie about the Zodiac Killer, and it's not a laughing matter, but at one point a girl got abducted with her baby or whatever because her tire fell off that he, it was this whole thing. And I was like, me and Sierra looked at each other joking, like, just pull out your cell phone, call your husband, tell him you're late for dinner, or like call the cops, or like text somebody, and we go, they don't have that. They don't have that yet.
Yeah, we're so much safer with phones on us all the time. It's great.
Yeah, I could take videos of you being harassing me and like boom, take them to court.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say was, I was really like not feeling it for those first 3 days. I was like, fuck, this is so boring. I can't fucking stand it. But by the fourth night, I went to bed, like laying in bed thinking about stuff, and I'm literally thinking about White Album being like, I wonder what's going to happen to like Yuki-chan and fucking Fuji, and what's the deal with I'm now invested in these characters. And I was like, fuck, I had to stop myself. Like, fuck, I care about them. This is bullshit. And
it's because they wrote good characters.
They did write good characters, which I feel like is something that sometimes we don't get anymore. Like,
well, it's because like with the most recent other podcast we recorded, we watched Garakawa, and the main character was just kind of like, all right, she didn't have a whole lot going on. She was just like a vehicle for the story to get done, but she had enough personality. And then we had like the playful girlish character that was kind of like a childlike personality.
Yeah.
And then you had the other one, which is just some tsundere chick.
Bitch, yeah.
And those are all very, very typical. So this feels like, oh, these are actual characters.
Yeah, it felt, these people felt really realistic, which is nice, like for a change.
Yeah.
And it's something that like while watching, because you texted me after you watched the first 2 episodes.
I watched 2,
and you said, like, you go, hey man,
I think I like this show.
I like this, right? And I'm watching it, and by the time I've watched episode 4 or 5, I'm like, this is a harem. Before that, I was thinking, I was just like, nah, it's not a harem. It's a romantic thing, right?
It was really hard. Like episode 2 where I texted you, I think I really like this.
It's still not a harem.
It's not a harem. We just got like 2 love interests, and I'm kind of feeling that.
And that makes a love triangle, which is not a harem.
I could deal with that. We've all kind of had those situations where you're interested in multiple people. And
boom, boom. Problem solved. And I was just like, cool. But after watching those first 4 episodes, I was just like, yo, this is for sure a harem. And I know Trip doesn't really fuck with harems. But the weird thing about this is that like, it took so long for me to realize it was a harem because it was like the most lightweight harem ever. Like,
yeah.
And that's because I think we watched, at least I watched a lot of harems, or like in more modern anime, like harems are like super in your face. There's all these tropes that come with harem that like things will happen, and then it just a harem thing happens, like a random event card, like in a game. It's a harem event, like boom, it pops up and you know what's gonna happen.
Whoopsie, you fell on this person, you grabbed her boob.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're stuck in a small confined area together, like a broom closet or a locker room, or a locker, like it just typical harem things. But this show didn't have those. There's a one moment later on where a character falls and like you see pipes that are gonna fall, like metal pipes are gonna fall on her on slow motion, and I go, in my head I was like, oh dude, awesome, main character's gonna do a harem thing. He's gonna fucking activate his trap card and jump on top of her and protect her, and they're gonna be really close face to face. Maybe they'll share a kiss. No, bro, that did not happen. Those pipes hit that bitch super hard.
Fucking yeeted onto the ground by a fuck ton of pipes,
like solid metal pipes.
It was fantastic.
She had to go to the hospital. She had to get like hit her leg. She's in she's got crutches. She's on crutches now. And I was like, holy shit! I guess that harem trope didn't exist yet.
But this was 2009, and for sure certain things did. You could, because at this point, Oran High School Host Club was already a thing, which was a reverse harem because harems already existed.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's wild. I didn't think about that, but I would love to have like watched this or been into anime around this time to see that shift, to see this show start airing and people being like, hey man, it's like when you get isekais now and they go, it's an isekai, but it's not super isekai, so it's like, hey man, it's a harem, but not super harem in your face.
But honestly, when I'm watching this, I don't know how you're gonna feel about what I'm about to say right now, but I couldn't help but think of is it wrong to
pick up girls and
no, sorry, not fucking no, I'm an idiot. What is it called? Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girls.
Oh,
Senpai.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
Because each episode kind of focuses on a different character. Okay. You get a couple episodes together that focus on them, and they're all attracted to this main character for different reasons.
Blasphemy. I think you're a fucking sinner. You deserve to burn in hell. No Christmas for you. How dare you,
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girls Senpai is not a harem.
No.
But all these characters are like into him kind of, but not really.
Yeah, it's really strange.
So it is a harem. And that's kind of the same vibes that I got from this, is that it's more of a harem than Bunny Girl Senpai, but Bunny Girl Senpai had more like kind of trope-ish things,
yeah.
but it handled them in really smart ways. So that was the difference. And this one had way less trope type things, but it handled them in less smart ways. So I don't know.
I think, you know what, I'd agree with you. I think it does give me similar vibes now that you mention it. The big difference. Well, I think the biggest common thing between the two of them is that it felt really based in reality, and that's strange to say just because we know that
Bunny Girl is not.
Yeah, because in Bunny Girl, there's a lot of stuff that is very science fiction-y, you know?
Yeah. And those of you that haven't watched Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, really do yourself a favor and watch it. Yeah. It's fantastic. You don't have to be a huge fan of like romance or harem or anything like that.
It's a good show, yeah.
It's a fantastic show. It's got great characters and great writing, and it's more of like kind of a sci-fi thing.
That wasn't this year? That was last year, right?
I want to say that was fall last year.
Because I would say that, like, just to give more props to it, like, I'm pretty sure I voted, or at least I said that was my favorite anime of that year.
I think, yeah.
So it's for sure like just a really good show. But,
fantastic.
So like the similarity between them is like these things do feel like the characters, the place settings, like the things that the interactions feel very realistic. Yeah, it's I never would have thought of saying something like that.
I know, right? That's why I'm like, I don't want to offend this like fantastic show, this like top cream of the crop fucking anime
with this
to
show.
White Album, which is
from 2009.
Yeah, and it's something
arcs.
that nobody talks about. So
you think someone in the comments like, hey, you ever notice how Bunny Girl Senpai kind of reminds me of White Album?
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, who would have thought? Like, White Album 3 when?
No, we got to get fucking, what is it, the Spice and Wolf before that happens. Sorry,
that's not going to happen. Spice and Wolf's always going to take the back seat to literally everything.
No, man, there's a queue. You got to fucking, it's on the queue. It's got to make its way up.
Are we going to watch that?
No, I don't think
Ever?
so. Should we?
I don't know.
What
if it gets a sequel?
If it gets a sequel, we'll watch it. We're never going to watch that show. I know you fuckers out there love Spice and Wolf. It's never going to fucking happen. You know what?
How much do you know about it?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
I just recently learned like 2 things. And
don't spoil it.
No, I'm not going to tell you. And it was all this week. And essentially it boils down to the ending was so fucking up in the air. It was very like, well, that can't be the end.
Yeah, there has to be a second season, yeah.
But not as much as like No Game, No Life, where it was like, okay, we did one thing. Time for us to do the fucking rest. And then it was like, end. Like, wait, what? So it was a little bit less severe than that.
Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not into either of those shows.
I know, dude, it was rough.
No, it's crazy because, I know the joke. I can appreciate that, hey, season 2 of Spice Wolf it's never going to happen. But I literally have no clue what the show's about.
Just like how we haven't explained what White Album is about at all.
It's just because like, we don't want to do it. But here we go.
Okay. It's really difficult to kind of explain this to you because it's so not slice of life, but drama to where just like stuff's happening and it's always different stuff each episode, but it's not like a major plot thing is happening each episode or throughout.
Yeah.
It's more so
a continuous thing.
These characters are just doing different things and we're following the main character. It's based off of a visual novel that might help you understand.
There's also a bunch of like, the girls that are attracted to him. There's a bunch of side characters and there's just so many of them and we don't know all their names. I know them. Is it Fuji? Fuji? No, Fuji's the main guy.
Yeah.
His last name's Fuji.
Yeah.
Yuki. That's it.
Yuki.
That's the name of his girlfriend.
Fuji and Yuki.
Besides that, all the other girls are
the important
We've
ones.
given them like just like we got bicycle girl,
manager,
other idol girl, school friend,
dad girl is what
What, dad girl? Oh, dad girl. Yeah,
because she lives with dad.
Dad girl. Does she? Oh, she does live with dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dad girl.
Dad girl. And tutor girl. And then they introduced drunk girl, which I didn't even get to see. Drunk girl's tutor girl's sister.
Yeah. So that's an issue when it comes to us describing this show because
we fucking suck.
Yeah, here we go.
And also, I don't think you guys would even care if we were just throwing around a bunch of different names and couldn't actually see. And it is short. Whatever.
We're gonna quickly get to it. So to be fair, we heard there's Christmas in it. It does get to Christmas on episode 13.
And the reason that Christmas is a big plot point is, let's just jump ahead like 6 episodes or whatever.
Okay.
It's Yuki's birthday on Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. He's got to get a present. He's got to be there for Yuki. Lots of stuff's going on. But now back to episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So in episode 13, we hit Christmas. I didn't make it that far.
Yeah,
I made it to episode 11. I really wanted to make episode 13 because I knew you were like, hey man, at least
it's Christmas.
And I was like, all right, I'll try. But I got sick, and I was like,
that's what happens, man. Them's the breaks.
yeah. So here we go. We meet our main character. He's just he's just kind of a loser.
He's a little bit down on his luck.
He's a college student. He doesn't have like a stable job or anything. But what he makes up for in stable jobs is just having a bunch of gorgeous women that seem to want to have his babies or whatever. Yep. Again, I am teasing that this is a super. When I describe this, it's like a super hardcore harem. Not even close. It took me 5 episodes to realize it was a harem.
Yeah, it started out so incredibly tame. And then it quickly became something darker.
Super intense at one point.
And you're like, okay, don't know what this show is going to be. And you're like, oh, it's a harem.
It almost felt like it was gonna turn into like a hentai. I was just like, like, are they gonna fuck right now?
I was a little bit
worried. I was worried.
I don't know if worried is the right word, but I was
disappointed.
Apprehensive is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was down for either, but I was also just like, I don't know what I'm in for.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, because wait, like, let me know.
This is no man's land.
I'm not ready for whatever's about to happen.
This is anime from 2009. We had no clue going into what was going to happen.
I wasn't alive back then.
It was a lawless country back then. Okay, so we meet our main character. We quickly learn that he is dating a girl named Yuki. She is an idol. She's an up and coming idol.
Yeah,
she sings and shit like that, right? And he's in college, and he's just like I said, kind of a loser. He has a friend who is older than him. And she lives with his dad. Fuji, our main character, doesn't live with his dad because they don't like each other for some reason. And for so far, I don't know why. You didn't get far enough to figure out what their hatred is for each other?
We were about to get there. He had, where I got to, his dad went to the hospital, and I feel like there was going to be that like heart to heart where we figure out what's going on.
I think it has something to do with, his mom not being around, she's dead, but it's not clear.
She is dead. It's very clear.
No,
I know. I'm just messing with you.
We also get to meet a bicycle chick who is a classmate of the main character. They're the same age. She's new to his life, but not so new that stuff had already happened to her that we just get told about. We don't even see it. Her brother has recently passed away. And for some reason, it falls on our main character to kind of like console her whenever she's sad.
Well, it's main character business. You just got to be the best guy that you can be for each situation. Worst guy ever. But he's kind of a shitty dude.
What's funny is because usually, like in harems, I wouldn't say, maybe it's just isekais. Usually what you do is your main character is usually a blank canvas. So people can like feel like, hey, that's me. That can be me.
That's harems.
That's harem, right? Like, it's also sometimes with isekais, who's like, oh.
It depends, yeah.
But it's like they kind of do, try to do this like, hey, man, he's not anything out of the ordinary to make viewers feel more like, I can relate with this guy. This could be me. So starting off fucking pretty, par for the course. He is just that average Joe, nothing special.
Yeah.
Let's see. We get introduced to other characters too. So Yuki, which is his girlfriend, has a manager who's an attractive woman, and very serious, like about her business.
I really liked certain descriptions about her and certain things that were like written up in the show because it felt interesting that the characters were thinking of her in these ways.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a very realistic look at what kind of a person she is versus she's just the hot serious manager. It's like, no, there's like more to it and I don't really know what's going on. It was interesting how they handled her.
And then Yuki has an idol who's in the same company, maybe the same like label as she is. She is more popular. She's been around longer. She is related to the president of the company. They're siblings. And she's kind of like, I feel like she feels like she's on her way out. Like, Yuki's the new up and coming, and they have this friendship. I kind of have this feeling that this other idol girl also kind of resents Yuki, like doesn't like her for reasons, I think she feels that like she's taking her spot, and like her solution to that is to fucking hit on her boyfriend and become friends with him and like have this weird crush or relationship with him, because like. I don't know. There's a scene where like this is the scene that you actually like, where Yuki and this idol girl meet her boyfriend Fuji at like his job, and she asks her like, "Hey, is it cool if I do this?" And she's like, "Yeah, do whatever you want."
Well, they bonded in different ways at this point, and
but she asked for her phone number or whatever. I think it'd be kind of strange if someone like if I were dating someone and they're like, "Hey, can I have this person's phone number?" Like, I just kind of want to talk to them. It's like. It seemed strange in my opinion. It's like, why would you just want to meet this random stranger? Like, why not be like, hey, let's meet my boyfriend and like hang out and maybe try to hit it off, as opposed to like, can I just have his number and call him and talk to him? It's also like, was it the 80s or whatever, right? So just a different time, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of what I liked about it. Yeah.
It's also, it's, I don't know.
It was just like low stakes. Hey, I might be into you. And like, we have a couple of shared interests.
Yeah, we'll see. See what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like this because there was a lot of different elements at play during that whole conversation where the main character is embarrassed and kind of shy in front of this other idol chick. And then his girlfriend was just there, and there was a whole bunch of different things. So he's feeling uncomfortable, and she's like asking him questions, and he's being uncomfortable and dorky about it, while his friend is sitting over there, kind of like laughing at their interactions and whatnot. And then very coyly, the idol chick asks for the book that they're talking about, and slips a little note in it that says, "Can I have your number?" And I was like, so many different elements at play. Like, I really like this show. It's dramatic.
That scene, yeah.
It's dramatic. Weird stuff's going on. It was kind of cute how it was all done. Like, despite the context of it all,
the weirdness of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I kind of liked that. It felt very unique. Like, genuine, I hadn't seen something like that in anime before. It felt very like it gave the show personality. Yeah. And we didn't get much more of that personality, which was a shame. I wanted there to be a lot of moving parts in each scene, where like something big was happening, but instead it was just kind of like, all right, this one big thing's happening, and now instead of there being a bunch of different characters, it was usually just one or two.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. I'm just saying the context of how they met and how she becomes
shitty
is very strange.
Yeah, it's shady and weird.
It's and the last character that our main character Fuji meets, because you met all the girls. The last one is one of his jobs. He is like a tutor.
Yeah,
and he's been hired to become the tutor for this high school chick who's trying to make her entrance for college, and is she tsundere? What is she?
I mean, kind of. It's like
she's kind of like a little twerp. Really, she's like a little bitch.
She just feels more like a meddling teen.
Yeah,
felt like she's pushing boundaries and just seeing what she can get away with.
Absolutely, because she's not an adult yet, but she's not a child.
Like, this is the one time where I'm like, that attitude matches a character, and I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so because this is like an overarching thing, and it is a harem, there's a lot of moving parts that happen at the same time. So the best way I think to do this is like kind of tell you what our main character is, the relationship he's having with every other character. So our main character with Yuki, his issue is they're dating, they're in love, they don't get to spend a lot of time together because she's working.
Yeah.
And he also is starting to feel like, yo, she's way too good to be with me, and she's becoming further and further away from me, and I'm kind of stagnant where I am right now.
Yep.
They talk on the phone every now and then. I think at one scene they make out at least. I don't know if they fuck.
They kiss.
Okay, they kiss.
And he explicitly said, "We didn't sleep together."
Okay.
At all.
Yeah. So like, so they have been romantically involved for a while now, and they like each other for a while. They've been friends for a long time. So that's kind of like their relationship and what's going on.
Where they kissed, I was super happy, by the way. I was like, oh, this is cute.
It felt real. It felt genuine.
I'm like, okay, this show is going to do some cute, cool stuff. I'm like, it is going to be a romance. And then harem came around the corner and fucking hit me in the face.
It didn't feel forced or like unwarranted. So an issue, something that's going on with Yuki is like they're pushing her to become more of a star or whatever. She's getting her first song and her first solo song, and she's going to perform at a concert on Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is her
Christmas
birthday.
Eve.
Yeah, which is her birthday. And Yuki's really focusing, because this is like a huge thing for her, on like nailing this performance.
Yeah.
The song, the dance rehearsal, singing, vocal. She's doing everything to do her best. Her solution, I guess, is to like tell her boyfriend, like, hey, I don't think we should see each other till the concert because I'm really focusing on this stuff. And that's kind of like, I feel like that's justified, like, in one way.
I also feel like that's a pretty typical Japanese
Absolutely,
thing.
Right.
Like, we see it in other shows where
I have to focus on my studies, or I have to focus on my job or something like that. So like, that makes sense. But then on the other hand, you see our main character being like, wow, I'm physically seeing this happen, this distance become more apparent.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucking with him. Okay, now the next relationship is him with, I feel like, the other idol chick. We kind of talked about this. They become these like weird friends through this odd happenstance, right? They kind of talk on the phone. She gives him a job as her manager for like, I don't know, less than a day because he gets fired.
Yeah.
As a ploy, right? To like have her and our main character and Yuki be able to hang out for a bit.
Uh-huh.
I like her. I think
I thought she was cool.
Yeah, I really liked her. At first, I was like, I'm not really convinced about her. She seems like kind of like a bitch. But I was like, nah.
To me, she immediately hit me as the opposite as that.
I don't know.
Because Yuki had her dress ruined for a performance.
By some other,
Yeah, by another group of idols. And she's like, okay, these fucking idols are up to some shit.
Yeah.
What's happening? God damn it. They ruined her fucking dress. Of course they did. Instead of being like, we're fucked. We're just fucked. What they did is with the trio that Yuki was performing with, she helped come up with the idea of ruining all of their clothes and making it more like a punk type thing. Yeah. And they did it really well. And I was like, okay, cool. So this character, she knows the business. She knows that people are motherfuckers, and she knows how to adapt, and she's able to teach people what's going on.
I just feel like she also like she feels like that friend that like really like soft spoken people have, like that very forceful friend, like, hey, we're doing this. Hey, you know, like sometimes can kind of bully people into doing things that she likes. She gave me that kind of vibes, you know, like,
okay.
And I was like, me personally, I don't really like those people. Like, whenever I see that in real life, we're just like, yeah, you can see who's submissive and who's super dominant. I feel like her personality was just more dominant. I've ended up really liking her because she ends up, I don't know, I think on the level of who loves our main character the most, she's kind of low on the pole. Like,
she is.
She's almost kind of been like, you know what? I kind of had a crush on you. We're just fucking friends, though, and that's all it'll be. I just want you to make sure that you always make Yuki happy because she's my friend, and fuck you for making her upset, right? And like I said, she's kind of on the outs. Her brother is like kind of grooming Yuki to be the new idol, and she's kind of doesn't really know what to do with herself. I feel like essentially through the show.
Yeah, she was a complex, interesting character.
I liked her. Yeah. So next, we'll talk about. Was it?
I think manager.
Okay, so this is where the kind of the fucked up stuff starts happening, like the dark bits.
Yeah.
The manager again, like she seems to always be there at Yuki's side and just kind of like, you know, there to help her or whatever.
Be the manager.
But she's very kind of like
she's stern.
She's good at what she does. She's like doesn't fuck around. She's like, hey, we have to leave in 5 minutes. It's like. She's like, come on, give us 10. I was like, no, I fucking said 5.
No, we're going. We're heading out right now.
Like, we gotta go. You know, like she doesn't fuck around.
If we're late, we're fucked. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's all business.
Yeah, she seems like really cold. There's a bit where she like meets up with, and this is the first time like she meets up with Fuji or whatever after this night where he spends with Yuki, and he like drives her. He's gonna drive him home, and she's talking to him and trying to explain to him. It's not ass backwards. It's kind of this weird way to be like, hey, maybe you should stay away from Yuki.
Yeah, like, essentially, he's just like, no, we didn't sleep together or anything. She's like, good, you're not going to do anything anymore because she needs to focus on her shit, and you have to stay away from her.
And there's like, and if people find out if anything would have happened, that's horrible for her career. No one's gonna want to fuck with anybody. It's essentially she's you know damaged goods. You can do anything, so leave her alone. Any photo, any fucking drama that pops up,
which is fucked up.
Yeah, you know. And she almost essentially like offers herself up. She goes, "It's like, look, I get it. Like, you want to be with your girlfriend, yada yada yada. Like,
you have urges.
You can have me." And then like she kind of like throws herself at him. And at first, I can't remember. At first, I think he kind of fights it off or something.
A little bit, like he kisses her.
Yeah, but
he thinks immediately, just like,
fuck,
plastic doll lips.
Yeah, like
that's not like
exactly.
warm. There's no warmth. There's no like love or tenderness there.
Yeah. It felt very, you know, very not right. You know, like it didn't feel like he didn't share the same kiss that he shared with like his girlfriend earlier. Yeah. So their relationship seems to like continue on this weird fucking cycle of like her giving him rides places.
Yeah.
Or going on dates together. Like they go to the movies and have dinner together.
Yeah. Well, because the next day she shows up and she's like, hey, you said you weren't doing anything. So let's go.
Yeah. I'll pay. I'll buy you dinner. Let's go. Like, I know you don't do shit. And he's just like, he's the nice guy. So he's just like, okay,
I gotta do it.
I gotta go.
And then after their date and they do some kisses, like, you know how it is. She's like, all right, here you are. Also, here's some money. And he's like, what?
Yeah, that felt really bad. It felt like almost like prostitution, right?
Yeah, it did. I'm like, holy shit, man.
She's like, hey, I know you don't have a job. Here's some cash for your troubles. You know, I was like, oh, that feels gross. And it doesn't stop. It continues to happen. It happens more frequent, actually. And there's also one time where it happens and he's almost instigates it, is almost okay with it, and like seems to like in the we didn't mention this, but one thing the show does is like it'll have like these bubbles,
internal dialogue of just a couple of lines show up and just like, I should have known.
What was I thinking?
Yeah,
things like that, you know. And it usually, at first, it took me a while to get used to them. I really liked them by the end of it. I was like, oh, what a like neat, interesting way to be like, I know what what emotion they're feeling because of these words.
Yeah.
Or sometimes like it confuses things like, oh, what are they trying to say with that,
Right, like the character's not acting like his emotions at all. Yeah. So, what's going on?
But it's really nice. So, he in this scenario where like he's like, hooking up with the fucking manager, it's like the bubbles or something like, I'm sorry, I can't believe, I'm apologizing to his girlfriend. I was like,
dude, there's even a point where it's just like sorry all over the place.
And I'm just like, what a fucking scumbag. Like, what a tool. Because you're supposed to be able to be like, I feel for this guy. And they're like, nah, he's cheating on his girlfriend because he's sad. And it's just like,
it's a little bit that, and it's also a little bit like,
he needs the money.
No, I think after the first like kiss that they shared and whatnot and made out a little bit, it became, if I tell Yuki this will fuck with her head a lot. And if I just fucking disappear completely, like maybe that's better. Yeah. But I don't want to because I still care about it. Like there's
a lot of levels to it. Also, because like, if he tells her, hey, your manager's fucking around with me, she still has to work with her.
Exactly, right?
She fires her.
And the manager's good at her job. So she's helping Yuki get to where she's at. And
it's super fucked. It's like it's probably the most fucked relationships out of all of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And it's somehow really like entertaining to watch.
I liked it. It felt dirty. It felt scummy.
Wrong. Yeah.
It felt like you're in a dark alley.
These are the scenes where I felt like, fuck, are they just going to have straight up sex right now? Like,
yeah. And you honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
The show didn't go that route. And it honestly wasn't very edgy either.
No.
It had some like odd kisses, but I honestly feel like that was a little bit more like, oh shit, she's using tongue. Yeah, like tongue. That's for like, oof.
There's a couple boob grabs in the show, but like nothing like super over the top edgy.
No.
Yeah, you just don't know. And I mean, in who knows, maybe in the light novel, like maybe like there is like these sex scenes that we don't get to see, right? It is for TV, so
yeah. And honestly, I hope that there aren't. That would have felt way more dirty, way more sketchy, and just I would have felt bad watching it.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay, good.
That Sue figure.
Thanks, man.
Nice. Okay, so at least up until the episode that I'm watching, there isn't any real other stuff that happens. Yuki gives her a note to give to him. She rips it up. I think she's starting to also really like him. She is a cold person, right? So she doesn't know. She's like, I think at one point she was like, is this what feelings feel like? Like she's starting to have emotions. Idol girl confronts the manager. Is like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? She also confronts our main character. Just like, this is the best.
Fuck, what are you doing?
Yeah. She's just like, he's like, yo, dude, like, what's going on? And he's just like, we kissed a couple times. He's just like,
we did some kisses.
Yeah, he goes like, yo, does Yuki know? Just like, what have you told her? He's like, I haven't told her anything. Like, I don't want to fuck with things. And, he's feeling sorry for himself and like bad. And she's just like, yo, why the fuck would you do this? And I shit you not. His response is like, I don't know. Sometimes she gives me rides home. I don't know. Sometimes like she gives me a ride.
Sometimes she gives me a ride, man.
She hasn't got a car. It's pretty cool. And then like, the Idol girl's like response, which is so fucking like appropriate, just like, yo, I could have given you a ride. I could have gotten someone to take you home, you dumb fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, like doesn't need to be this weird fucking abuse thing.
Yeah, like you obviously feel bad about what you're doing. Why are you doing this? It's just it's really wild. That's as far as I got with that thing. And I think in episode 12, once again, like the other Idol girl is starting to also kind of put our main character in the doghouse, being like, man, fuck you, you're a dick. Like, he's like, I want you not to be bad to Yuki.
Yeah, she's not into him.
She's not having it. She's really upset with him, which is great because that's how you should be. Fuck this guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Next character. Is it
Dad Girl?
Dad Girl. So this girl is an older friend of our main character. She's his senpai or whatever. She flirts with him. They flirt back like in a friendly way. Her big plot is that I don't know, maybe she's a history major or something like that, but she's also writing a play for the drama club, and the drama club people are fucking assholes. Like,
yeah, they suck.
They're hella mean, almost for no reason, right?
Yeah, just because men,
they're just evil because she's a woman or whatever.
Yep, so like 1986, when men were men.
She writes a really good play, and they're like, yeah, it's great, but we can't fucking do it because the costumes don't make any sense. Like, we are only going to do a play if we can wear our normal clothes. And she's like, well, I'm not a costume designer, so I don't know what the fuck you guys expect me to do. And they're like, we expect you to fucking make the costumes. And so she's stressing out. Our main character, again, this is all happening. All this stuff's happening at the same time, right?
Lots of stuff.
So at this point, our main character's still a nice guy, not a piece of shit. You know, he's just like, hey, don't worry about it. Do some drawing, because she's not an artist. Like, do some rough drawings of what you think the things will look like. I'll give you some, tips on it. So she does that. He gives her tips, and he's just like, cool, let's go buy the material. We're going to start making this. And she's like, what? Are you sure? She's just like, yeah, I'm your friend.
It's pretty fucked up that they would make you do that alone. It's like, I'm helping you out, dude.
And they go to I think the sewing club and sorry, we're really busy and we can't afford to give you any sewing machines.
And she's just like, well, it's kind of for the play. And then she's like, well, even more no.
Yeah, fuck you
because you guys should have made a fucking appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was super shitty. But because she lives with, his dad and his dad's wife had a sewing machine, he's like, hey, we'll just fucking sew here. So now he's coming over to his dad's house. Again, like I said, they have a weird relationship. They don't get along.
Yeah.
And they kind of throw jabs at each other. But he's helping her day and night, make these things. And he's losing sleep. Sometimes he misses class. He's being a good friend. She turns in the things for the dress rehearsals to the fucking drama club. They're like, nah, fucking colors are too fucking popping. We need it more muted. We don't want to look like hippies. And she's like, you approved this. You said this was okay. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Things change all the time during rehearsals. And so she has to go back and change them again. And, this time dad helps, which is a really nice thing. Really good dad. I like this dad.
That's pretty good dad.
Fucking give him the outfits, plays days finally here. It's going to happen. And then she's like, hey, can I get a couple tickets to watch my play that I fucking wrote and made all the fucking costumes from the stand, from the seats to watch it. And he goes, hey man, I can't give you a ticket because
I fucking hated this guy. Literally the biggest villain in anything ever.
Because you're a part of the production. You're not technically a audience member. So those seats are for audience members. You can watch it from the side. And she's like, well, what about my friend? He worked really hard, but he's technically not a part of production. She's like, yeah, he can get a seat. He has to go buy it for 700 yen though. And so it's just this huge cluster. They decide to go on this odyssey. This felt like a fucking odyssey.
It was way too much than it should have been.
Apparently, the second level in the auditorium.
Just hey man, I know a secret way that we could go and watch stuff.
The second level of the auditorium has been chained off and is used for storage. So she got a key to get in, and they're gonna climb up the stairs and go through all these boxes and crates and shit.
And they're climbing and they're crawling and they're fucking.
And the show's about the alarm for the show in 5 minutes is gonna start. It's we gotta hurry up. The show starts and she's devastated. He's just it's okay, baby girl. We're going to watch this show no matter what.
And guess what? Boom. Piped.
Yeah, this is where the pipe scene happened, which is fucking great. I want to say that the confession of their feelings happened before the pipes.
Well, it was a little bit that, and then he was like, ooh, see, I don't really know.
They're having this, okay, so they're having this.
She's like, oh, I'm shitty.
They have this weird moment where he's talking to her. She's like, go away, leave me alone, all this stuff. And he's like, look, I love you. I think they share a kiss or whatever.
And this was after she got piped.
Yeah. And she's just like, no, you can't love me because I don't love you. Obviously, she does love him, but she feels really bad about the fact that he never fucking notices her, right? He's just we've been friends for so long. I get you chose Yuki. That still really hurts because I have feelings for you. But you're always flirting with me. You're always there to have my back. How am I led to believe any other thing that maybe we could be more than friends, right? And so it's this fucky situation because our main character knows that he also kind of likes her, right? And he's just it's super fucking ass. Anyways, she gets piped. She goes.
Yeah, she gets piped. Yeah,
she gets. That was funny. Yeah. She gets hit by these pipes.
Yeah, she gets piped.
That could have some other connotations.
Yeah, just a couple.
I'm sorry, that really got me. And then she's just get out of here, leave me alone. So he leaves. His other friend who has been in the show for more episodes, but we don't fucking care. His name's Akira. He's just hey, I'm here. He's like, hey, I'm here. I like you. And she's just I feel really sad about this. She gets carted off in an ambulance. She's got a sprained leg. She has to use crutches. And then Akira's at her side day and night. She's avoiding our main character because she feels weird. And then also the fucking drama leader guy is just super hard stalking her. I think he's gonna kill her. It's super fucking crazy vibes because he blames her for him making an ass of himself during the play.
Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least is the fucking tutor girl. She's just kind of a little twerp. She has a mom and dad who don't really pay attention to her. Apparently she has a sister that is a real fuck up.
Yeah.
She's actually really smart.
The mom pays more attention to the sister, and the mom's an important figure as well.
I think she's a fashion designer is what I remember. I know that our main character's there. He has essentially part of this a part of this relationship because he gets paid to tutor her.
Yeah.
And they become friends. She's always teasing him. She wants to be involved in his life, but she also doesn't because she's kind of a bitch. She's friends with a bunch of people, but she has feelings for him. And it's wrong because she's in high school. There's not really much to her. I don't really like her all that much.
No, the thing that I do like about her is that she questions this shit and she's like, is that your girlfriend Yuki? Like to everyone that he hangs out with. And she kind of like sees them. And she also helps out Bike Girl a lot.
Right. I knew it was missing one. Bike Girl, right? She's the last one we haven't talked about her.
Yeah, I guess you brought up something about her trauma or whatever. Right. So I couldn't remember if we talked about it or not.
I don't think we have. So the last one is Bike Girl. She's a classmate of his, same age. I did say that earlier. Her brother had died recently.
So you said that earlier.
I said that earlier. So the situation with this one is like they pass notes in class. She helps him out. He couldn't make his orientation, or class enrollment, so she did it for him.
Yeah, she helps him out a whole bunch.
She also she'll show up at his house and knock on his door, hey, let's go for a walk or whatever.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah, and he usually kind of blows her off. He either knows or doesn't fucking care or is or completely oblivious. She likes him.
Yeah.
He could give two shits. There's so many bitches in the world liking him that he's just like, I don't fucking care about this.
And that's the one that I felt like was the most
realistic.
Like they should have been together because they're these college classmates and if they're going to be getting romantic, yeah, exactly. They're spending this time together. They have same interests with some things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are these idols, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not an idol. Fuck me."
Fucking date someone your own age, right?
Exactly. Date a regular person that's your age.
Don't date an adult that pays you for kisses.
Going to school just like you. I don't know. It just made sense.
Yeah, I guess.
But then they didn't
hook up or anything.
Yeah.
No, I guess if you think about it, if you start eliminating people, 2 idol girls out, too good for him. One's an adult that takes advantage of him. Get the fuck out of there. One's a minor. So the only 2 viable options are this girl that is her age. She is damaged because her brother's dead and she's got issues.
Yeah.
And then the other one who an older friend, not that much older, lives with his dad or whatever.
And they have a tumultuous relationship right now. So
yeah. But that's the one I like. That's what I was like, I'm hedging my bets there. Just date her. She seems dope, right?
Yeah.
But the other one, she's cool too.
I like both of their situations.
I don't really get her issue. Because she needs him to feel better because she's hurt because of this loss of her brother, right? But besides that, she's kind of pops up and there's a point where she almost gets sexually. I mean, she does get sexually harassed and then assaulted. Some asshole grabs her boob.
Yeah.
She becomes friends with the high school girl. They go on bike rides together. She knows that she I don't know does she know Yuki or anything? I don't think she does, but she knows the other college
She's
friend.
aware of them because he's friends with her.
I just feel
explained his
I would
life.
like to see her have some more play.
I wanted to see more of it too.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what I was pushing for most. But pretty quickly, she's just like, this fucker doesn't give a shit about me. He's way too obsessed with all these other girls. And he's kind of a player, honestly.
Yeah.
And I ain't need that shit.
Yeah.
And then her and the high school girl wound up being friends. And she was like, I'm a playful spirit. She's a playful spirit. I'm mysterious or whatever.
Playful
and I'm
together.
helping out. And then, where you stopped,
which is right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, she does get a little bit more featured as she's actually pretty good friends with a high school girl, and she's sick. She's getting the help she needs, and with that, the college chick is helping her out, bike chick helping her out, and trying to make her feel better and being there to support her and whatnot. And her family's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm her friend or whatever, playful spirit."
What up, YOLO, playful spirit?
That's me. And I'm like, "All right, cool. Well, thanks for being good to our daughter. That's awesome that you're around to be a good inspiration and whatnot." And I'm like, okay, cool. So she's maybe going to adopt a new family and it's going to get fucked up. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is Yuki's birthday. There's a big idol performance. Everything goes off. It's a big hit. She does great. Other idol girl is going quickly in between shows, and she has to do a quick costume change, jump into a car, drive somewhere else, get delivered to this new location, and goes and performs really quick. So she had a super booked Christmas Eve, had to do some shit, and then she calls out the main character too, and she's like, "Fuck you, fucking idiot." It's great. I love her. She's great.
Yeah, no, I like her too.
And then not a whole lot more happens. Main character's dad gets sick somehow really quick and has to go to the hospital.
Well, there's a bit beforehand where he's drops something so we kind of get an idea that he's not completely healthy.
Yeah, something's going on. And yeah, he goes to the hospital, so there's a little bit more tension there, and then it's Christmas, and he's not really caring about going to the hospital because he doesn't know too much about what's going on, and his dad's like, this fucking kid won't even come to the hospital for me, like, fuck this kid.
It's like, I'm fucking dying here, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, he's just like exhausted from everything and sleeping in bed and just not wanting to get up and out of bed that day because whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where I stopped. It just ended at a weird point, man. But I made it to Christmas. It was kind of centered around Christmas in the end, just because there's a lot of plot stuff going on about Christmas, but none of it is like the spirit of Christmas.
You're telling me harem is not the spirit of Christmas?
It was all just taking place on Christmas. So thank you guys so much for listening. No opinion.
Quick wrap up. I told you that I felt like I'm a little invested in some of these characters, right?
Yeah.
And I would be willing to watch all 26 episodes of this first season. Because, by the way, there's White Album 2, which we'll see. We'll get to next week, right? But I'm not in any hurry. Like, I don't feel like, like I'm obsessed with this. It's more like if I get around to it. If it's tomorrow, next week, if it's a year from now, I feel like I'll eventually finish watching this.
Yeah, possibly.
But my biggest concern, like my biggest issue is like we talked about a lot of like cool things, like not cool things, a lot of interesting characters and stuff. Almost all of this happens around the same time, intermeshed with each other. So it's kind of really chaotic.
Yeah. And
a
lot's going on at once.
And the pacing is really odd. Like it feels at some points like very old school anime. Shit's just super slow. They do weird, like just like technical things, like their camera pans, like they'll move the camera from like A to B and then back from B to A. Like it's just like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Like, and it doesn't look smooth, the music that they choose, like they'll have this fucking background music that sometimes is too loud or just like, or feels that it's happening at inappropriate times. I'm just like, I'm like, why is this song playing? They do have good music in the show. Like I was saying, like the intro, I fucks with that intro. That's a good intro song.
And honestly, the idol songs that they're singing, they're good. And they have lyrics. They have the Japanese phonetical lyrics as well as what it's translated to in English.
But for some reason, like there's like, oh dude, there just can't be any silence here. So throw in this like generic background music they have for like several episodes. I'm pretty sure you might have noticed it too.
It not egregiously, but yeah, I couldn't remember it, but yeah, it happened.
It's not memorable, but it is for sure, in my opinion, like I found it like very obnoxious. I'm just like, yo, put the volume down, like all the fucking way down. This guy's just like the world's biggest asshole, so fuck him, right? So like he's not very redeemable. At least, I mean, there is more than 13 episodes that I haven't watched, right?
That's true.
So maybe he does come around. But
who knows?
But I don't know. Like, I mean,
honestly, what it comes down to, man, I don't think that it's gonna get any better because it kind of wrapped up like this is the end of the first season, episode 13. It's Christmas. It ends. Things are chaos. Oh my gosh, your dad's in the hospital, and then we're back at season 2, and all the characters are focusing on different things suddenly.
Yeah,
and that's where it feels. Yeah, it just, I don't know, man. It did a lot of cool things. Like it did these moments where important things, whether it's good or bad with characters would happen. And then suddenly you see them in like watercolor and it's really cool looking.
I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Those scenes were really nice. Like very stunning.
They looked good.
It looks like they for sure like made a point to be like, this is like a tender moment or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, even so some of the tender moments felt kind of like inappropriate, right?
Well, I think that was on purpose. So I think it was trying to convey different things when it would do that.
Yeah.
But it was hard because in the beginning they put those in when it's like
really cute stuff.
Okay, so our main character is feeling affection towards this other person for some reason. And that's the way it felt. And you're like, oh, okay, cool.
And then we get one of like the young girl trying to kiss him. I go, whoa. He's asleep.
Right?
He can't be doing that. Wake him up. Look him in the eyes.
Tell him I'm 14 and I'm gonna fuck you. And it's like, oh my god, little girl. But no, fortunately, it wasn't. It wasn't something that they used too much because I feel like if they did watercolor stuff frequently, it wouldn't have had that same impact. It wouldn't have been as memorable. But I feel like that was something that really separated that feeling of the show.
The monotony of like the style of it, like they're like boom, like it is a drama. There is like merit in like this work that we're doing. Like one of my favorite one of those water things was like, I think there's two. One is the other idol girl slapping him on the rooftop or whatever, because that didn't happen. That was a fantasy. Just like he did get slapped, but it didn't happen on the rooftop. And I was like, and that's happened a couple times. I'm like, I really like that. That was really nice. And then there's one where like he's in the car with the fucking manager chick, and she like turns her head and turns her hair or whatever, and she morphs from being like the manager chick to like his girlfriend or whatever. And I go, ooh, that's really pretty. Like I know he's feeling fucking bad about what he's doing right now. And, he's thinking of his girls. I was like, but this is like a nice touching moment for us. Like, fuck, this guy's fucking up. Those watercolor moments are sick as fuck though. It
was really rad, really nicely cool done, stuff. So yeah, there were a lot of positive things. Characters that felt unique, a story that didn't feel like it was something we had seen before. It was just like a drama. It was a relationship drama, and it was a harem, and it felt like it was its own thing. And if you put it in a lineup of harems, it would be hard to compare it to something else. And honestly, I think the most similar is something that's completely different from it, which is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah, no, you saying that, it made me for sure, like, I agree. Yeah, it doesn't feel like all those, like, really shitty harems I ended up watching up when I was younger.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like modern harems, like, it's for sure a harem, but it doesn't have all those huge tropes.
No.
It feels very grounded in reality. It doesn't mean it's not a harem. It's still a harem. I wish it was just a straight up drama.
Me too.
Because I feel like I haven't seen a straight up drama in a while. And so I think
like Banana Fish was kind of the most recent. And it even had weird stuff.
But then that second arc is totally like, I don't fucking care anymore. But I get weird. Yeah, I agree. Banana Fish was a good drama. But I hadn't seen one in a while, and like seeing an older one, it made me be like, kind of feel like, oh, this is like what classical movies look like. This is what classic anime should be, And then it's like, oh no, it's just a dumb harem. Dope.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. It was good and then bad. I wouldn't recommend this to, I don't think, anybody.
You would have to be looking for something
very specific
like Christmas anime, you know?
Because
that's how I found it. So
no, if some, I enjoyed the characters. A lot of the stuff with the plot was very convoluted and like pacing was off. But I don't know. Like someone would have to ask, like, hey man, they had to be very niche. Be like, all right, is this what you want, man? For sure. Because I'm going to finish it for myself eventually, but I'm not going to be like, dude, you have to watch this.
Watch you finish it and be like, guys,
guys, look, hear me out. It's the best show I've ever seen in my life.
I would lose my mind. You're like, and let me tell you, White Album 2, even better.
That's the thing, because like White Album 2 is more recent, and I was just like, God, I wonder if it's like good. Because like,
it gets into it, and then it's immediately like, oh yeah, there's the one with the flat chest. Her boobs are fucking huge. That one's the dumb one.
It's like they took everything from this one, from the first one. They go, what, fuck it, we're just gonna crank that harem shit to 100, and it's gonna look and it's gonna be etchy as fuck. It just modernized. It might be that. I don't fucking know.
Who knows? We'll find out.
We don't even know
next time.
Yeah, we don't even know if it's like also about love. I don't think it's a My guess it's not a continuation, like a sequel. It might just be like a spin-off, like in name, being like the guy who wrote White Album, the
also
live action, the book probably wrote another book, and they're like, cool, this is the second one, kind of thing. Yeah, man, I don't regret watching this because there's been times where I finish a show and I go, God fucking damn it, I'm never getting that time back.
Yeah, it was a weird watch. Yeah. This was one of our most bizarre watchings for the show.
Because we sit down and go, you had a good time? Kinda. Yeah, me too, kind of.
but not enough to talk about it for like an hour.
But
oh god,
yeah, we
just did.
We did talk about it for a while, and it kind of goes to show that sometimes we end up. I didn't think I talked about this for more than 20 minutes because I thought
I had no idea. But then you're like, okay, hang on, I got to explain each relationship. Oh my god, this show has so much going on. Like you suddenly realize, wow, there are a lot of characters with a lot of moving parts. Okay, you know what?
I get it.
The more you talk about it, the more it's like. This show really did something.
Fuck it. Instant Ramen
Everyone
podcast
go and watch it. We're a White Album
Yeah.
kind of crew.
This is no longer the Instant Ramen podcast. This is no longer the Bidet Boys. This is the White Album podcast.
Yep. White Album pod.
That's all we talk about.
WAP, as we call us.
All right. That's the show, yeah?
I think so. Hey, man, you know what we're doing next week?
Is it Carol and Tuesday?
No. You have to get really fucking ready for it.
What are we doing?
Anime of the decade.
Oh, I thought we had to do Kyle's shitty show.
No, because it's not done yet. So we're going to do anime of the decade.
Fuck.
And then we have time to do our wrap up, and then Kyle's shitty show, and then the preview.
What's anime of the decade?
We're going to come up with the categories. We're going to come up with everything.
Oh my God. I'm not going to do any of this.
I am going to write up a document at work tomorrow. I've got 5 hours so that I can make the other people working there do everything. Yeah. And I can just sit there and look up anime.
Okay, man.
Give you a list. We're going to do it. It's going to be dope. You guys tune in. Best anime of the decade. Do you know what it is off the top of your head?
Black Bible.
Very, very close. Black Butler.
Black fucking Christ.
I know.
I guess
that's it.
I guess we're doing anime of the decade. I don't know what that entails. I was totally down to just watch Carol and Tuesday Part 2.
Yeah, well, too bad. That's going to be part of the wrap up.
Fine. I'm not happy about
fine.
this.
You are kind of happy about it.
This sounds like a lot more work than I need it to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But you could think about it when you're watching Carol and Tuesday.
This is bye from Juan. No, I always want to just end it.
I know. You're just like, I'm so fucking done with this. Thank you guys for listening.
Here you go. If you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser on SoundCloud and YouTube. Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Answer Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for our Instagram. Look up the Answer Ramen Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod. And you can shoot us an email, instantramenpodcast@gmail.com. How about you tell us your favorite anime you wouldn't recommend to anybody?
I would really like that, actually.
Yeah, send something to us. Any of those medias.
Next week, we're doing their episode is animes you don't recommend to people.
That's of the decade.
Fucking Christ. Sorry the episode ran long. I guess we ended up.
I'm not sorry. It was good. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas.
For the long episode.
This is our gift to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I love you each for listening. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas. This is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Jingle bells or whatever.
Nice.
All right, cool.